anytime I like record, I got my pager I gotta turn down, I got my computer I gotta silence, my phone I gotta turn off. But then inevitably, like, I'm part of the firehouse, and
Right.
we always get calls like when we're recording, so this loud ass siren will just start going off. And my like Juan and Greg were here, and that went off one time, and they were like, "Are we getting attacked right now?"
Yeah, I don't think they do that. They don't do it in the city because it's not volunteer. So like those are like I live near Fuller Road.
Oh yeah.
So like I used to hear it go off. It doesn't go off as much anymore.
Yeah.
Or like they don't. They must. Maybe the technology's so good like that you guys all have like essentially like walkies and pagers and stuff like that. So like you know that was to alert the town of volunteers to come to the firehouse. Essentially,
it's very much so an old school thing. Like that's exactly where it started. Like we didn't have phones or pagers back then, so the loud siren meant there was a fire call.
Right. Originally, it was like a bell.
Yeah,
like they still have like the Fuller Road Firehouse still has like the old ring that they probably used to hit with a hammer or something.
Yeah, yeah, but
big circle.
It's kind of controversial. There's a lot of places that are getting away from it because we do have we have apps, we have text alerts, we have got the pagers. So there's really no need to have this loud ass siren go off every single time we get a call. But
yeah, especially at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, they cut it off like I don't think they do it past 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
And then it starts at like 7 a.m. or something like that. But
I remember growing up hearing it all the time.
Yeah,
like
it gets loud. It's pretty loud.
Yeah, I live like I don't know, quarter mile from a firehouse, and as growing up playing outside and stuff, you just hear it all the time.
Yeah. So what's going on? How's things?
Oh, good. It was funny when Duncan was on. You guys were talking about the show, the Halloween show.
Mm-hmm. I said I was like I really need to get you on so we can talk about that show, but just a lot of stuff. So.
But it was just funny that like it was the first time I had ever had like in comedy like somebody put words in my mouth.
Yeah,
and that bothers me just in life anyway. Especially like I worked retail for like my whole life.
Yeah,
essentially. And people would do that. Well, you said I could do this. And I'm like, no, I didn't. No one would ever say that.
Yeah.
But like, this is the first time, like, artistically, somebody put words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Because as retail, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Here's your refund. Get out. I just don't want to deal with you anymore. So I have that attitude when it comes to comedy sometimes, like, which is good. So if somebody came up to me, I don't like this. Okay, then leave. Like, I don't know. What was it? $10? Here's $10. Leave. You know, like, I'd rather do that than argue with somebody.
Yeah. We told the story last week with Duncan, but do you want to rehash it just in case people haven't heard it?
Yeah, I do a joke about. It's funny. The funniest part about this joke is like I'm starting not to like it myself. Like it's just not my favorite joke.
Sure. So
like, it's funny when you do a joke that you're kind of like I need to figure out a way to do this differently or get rid of it or whatever, and then that happens, and now you're like, well, now if I get rid of it, are people gonna think I got rid of it because this woman yelled at me about it? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
But. So I do a joke about deaf and blind kids and the signs in the neighborhoods and there's parts of it that some people would consider, I guess, offensive or whatever. Sure. But I try to keep it as light as possible. It's not like I'm not yelling at people. And this woman came up to me and said, you can't say that about them. Or she came up and she said, I got something to say to you or something like that. And usually that's like a positive, you know.
Well, she looked like an actual Karen. Like you could just tell.
Sure.
Her appearance was kind of shorter lady, like not super short hair, but like short enough to where you just kind of fits the description of like a classic Karen.
Yeah, right. She does look like somebody that's yelling at a cash register person at Target or something.
Like she's not walking up to you to give a compliment.
Right, but you never know, right? Yeah. So you don't want to like get too defensive. Yeah. You can't say that, is what she said. And I'm like, say what? Like, I don't know what I did. And usually when people come up to me, I do a lot of jokes about taking care of my dad. And usually, like, anytime somebody comes up, it's, oh, I take care of my mom or my sister takes care of my dad. So I kind of understand a lot of what, I see what you're saying. And that's nice. That's always a nice thing to hear.
Yeah.
So she comes up and she's like, you called blind and deaf kids retarded. And any comic or any audience member that has ever seen me essentially knows I don't say that. It's just it's not a word I love. Especially like if it's pointed like at somebody, it's not for me. But I go, no, I didn't. She goes, well, I work with deaf and blind children. And I was like, my sister's deaf. And then she goes, "Oh no, that's what it was. Yeah. It was. You can't say that about deaf and blind kids. I work with them." And I said, "Well, my sister's deaf. Not that that's an excuse, but just to kind of relate to like, you know, like you got to have some. You got to think about it a little bit more lightheartedly."
Yeah, and as you're like, she pulled the same card. She was like, "Well, I work with them." I was like, "Well, I'm related to one."
Yeah, right. She did the same. I just hit her back with what she said to me, and she just said, "Well, you called them retarded," and that like instantly, I got like my body temperature rose like 5 degrees, and I'm like, "No, I did not," and she said something else. And I'm like, "These are jokes, like, like I'm not a big fan of people using certain words or doing jokes a certain way, or I don't know, punching down, I guess is a way, like a way like most people would put it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm certainly not going to tell somebody not to do it.
Right.
And like, it's the same as like TV or radio. You like, if you don't like it, turn it off. If I insulted you, don't ever watch me again. Like, I think that's the easiest way to handle anything, because, you know, and I think with Facebook and the way the internet is now, everybody's so like ready to fight that like, it's almost like an opportunity arises and they want to.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But like, I remember I just had to go outside and smoke a cigarette. Yeah. And you came out and you're like, I don't know if you were like expecting me to be more upset or something like that, but like you came out and I'm like, no, I'm fine. I just needed to like leave. Like, and get away. Yeah. I mean, I was probably going to have one anyway. I just got off stage. I like to have one after I get off stage anyway. But yeah, and then that was it. Like, and then like you guys were talking about, she was overly performative laughing at like far worse content.
Right.
Not bad, worse jokes or, you know, unfunny things.
Yeah. Sean Barnes went dressed as Jesus.
Sure.
Like,
right.
You know, which it was really funny, but she was like performatively laughing at all his jokes.
Yeah. Like he has
that stuff, you know,
is it his joke? I don't know. Somebody has a joke about, he has a Epstein Island kind of joke.
Yes.
And she thought that was hysterical.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, it's not about sexual abuse, but that's in there, baked in because of Epstein.
Yeah.
And she's got her head back, like looking to the heavens, laughing. And you're like, is that for me?
Yeah.
Like, are you doing that to try to see if I notice you liking him more than me? It's just weird. And I don't know if that's true. That might be a me thing, but like, you know.
I feel bad because like, as like the host, like producer, like I feel kind of responsible for the situation. So like, or like not responsible for her reaction, but I want to like make sure things are good. So that's why I came out and checked on you. Was like, hey, you good? Like, you crushed. Like, you had a really good set.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, I know when I've done well. I know when I do okay. I know when I do bad. And like I knew, like nobody had a problem because I know I've done that joke. And you don't get any, like, you get like gasps.
Yeah.
Or there's also parts of that joke that I've taken out that are more offensive that I don't do as much as I used to. So that could have been worse in a way. And, you know, she like, but like, I can tell when everybody laughed at that joke, except for, well, I mean, I don't know about everybody, but like, it was a general consensus that it was funny.
Right.
And then you have this one person that didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, it's good to have that experience because I'm sure it's going to happen again.
Right.
You know, this won't be the first time somebody comes up to me and says, I don't like that. There might be jokes that I do about my dad that people don't like.
Sure.
Because maybe they had a bad experience or they're not handling it the way I am personally, or, you know, they're not seeing humor in it where I see humor in it every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like kids, you know, I'm sure, like, I don't have any kids, but you hear that all the time when people have kids. You're like, you see these random funny things that happen. And there's things that aren't funny that happen. Yeah. So like, you know, but I have a little bit more open mind about it.
Sure.
You know,
I think Chris D'Elia has like a bit about that. He's like, I don't get when people get offended at comedy for like the same idea, but he was like, you know why? Because we're just kidding. Like, it's all just jokes.
Sure.
Like, it's not.
Well, it's funny. Like, I brought up kids and then you mentioned Chris D'Elia and I got worried for a second.
Yeah, no. No. Yeah, but it's so true. Like, it's funny that people get so offended to the point, especially where they're going to stand up in the middle of a comedy show and go address you about it.
Sure. That's I'm thankful she didn't say anything while I'm on stage.
Yeah.
At least, like, because then I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm holding a microphone. It would have been easier to make fun of her because everybody would have seen. Like if me and her just got into a shouting match in the back of the room, nobody would know what we're arguing about. But if she got on stage and said, "You can't make fun of them. I work with them," and then I said what I said, and then she says what she says again, everybody's gonna be like, "No, he didn't."
That's he's fucking nuts.
And then I could trash her on stage maybe and like almost make a better show of it.
Yeah.
But
I would have kicked her out.
But I might have said something I regretted, and I might have said something that the other audience members would have been turned off by. I don't know. You know, you don't know in those moments. You say things, you're mad. You know, and that was that. And again, like I said, I'm glad it happened right after my set while another comic was about to go up. Because maybe if it happened after, I would have had more time to yell at her. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to ruin this guy's show, this guy's set. Because I want to bitch at an audience member. You know, like, so it's a, you know, the way it happened was probably the best way it could have happened. So and then we went up and did bucket pulls afterwards, and like Mike Burnett and Duncan are like, "So you're gonna say something about her?" Like, when you go up there, and I'm like, "Why? Like it's not gonna." Again, the rest of the audience doesn't know that happened. Right. So now I'm singling out. That's the one thing I see like with crowd work and stuff. You have to make sure that the rest of the audience knows who's the problem before you start yelling at the problem. Sure. Like you can be like, "Hey, what are you quiet down over there, man." That's one thing. But if you're going to like lay into somebody for being obnoxious in the audience or talking or on their cell phone or whatever, you have to make sure the rest, at least a good number of the audience knows that person is doing that before you go after them, because otherwise you look like an asshole. Yeah. Especially if it's like an older woman or like a disabled person. Like I've seen that. How many times have you seen clips where people are like, what's your problem over there? And it's like somebody with like MS or something, you know, and like usually they're good sports about it because, you know, but like, I don't want that to happen, you know? Yeah.
Well, I didn't point out too much. I went up and there was that lady was holding a baby up in the front row. And I think most of the people saw that and I was like, "Hey, is that a baby?" Like in a comedy show. Why?
I don't know. I love that. I think that's funny.
It was funny.
I think they know bringing a baby, like, like, because if you think about what were tickets, like $10?
No, 20. 20, yeah.
So that's $40 for the couple, plus probably something to drink or whatever. So you're talking $50 to $60, and then they're going to pay another $25 for a babysitter. Like, you know, it gets expensive. Yeah, and it's a baby. Right. It's not like like if they had a 4-year-old running around, that's another story. Yeah. That's more obnoxious. Right. And the baby cried a little bit. She missed like half the show, if not more, out in the lobby. And when it came out from having a cigarette one time, and I was just like, I was like, of course they're quiet now, right? Yeah. And she laughed. So like, she gets it.
Yeah, they were good about it too. Right. I'm glad they didn't sit in there the whole time, like when the baby was like fussing or whatnot. Right. And
then like, that's the thing. If you're going to do that, at least be aware of what you're doing.
Or just start breastfeeding during the comedy show.
Like a baby on an airplane, you know, like there's nothing really you can do about that. Right. But, you know, you'd like to know that, like, think that the person is aware of this is an inconvenience for everyone.
Yes, yeah. Especially a ticketed show. Like, people are paying to be here.
Sure, right.
And probably be away from some of their kids.
Right. Imagine that. Yeah, you're like, finally I got, like, somebody just had a baby. It's like 6 months. Finally, they're like, they feel confident enough to leave them with grandma or whatever. Yeah. And they go to a show, and then there's just a baby crying at the show. And you just be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, that show was really interesting. I learned a lot from that because... I'm like, I think that was only my like third or fourth show that I've produced. And from a hosting standpoint, there's just a lot to learn about like getting an audience started and like just trying to, kind of get the show going. And I made the mistake of like, and you guys pointed this out afterwards. I called the audience dumb, but not like physically like you guys were dumb, but I think I made references to them being slow. But in my mind, I was thinking like I gave a joke and like it took a while for the laughter to hit, and like you could hear it kind of going through the audience. So like, and I was saying they're a slow audience because of that. Right. But I wasn't trying to call them dumb. I was just saying like the reaction was slow. But I realized afterwards, you guys are right. It sounded like I was calling them dumb.
Sure, like you know, slow burn on that one. Like there's other ways. Like took you guys a minute. Yeah. Like you can say that without it. You know, like. Yeah. There's a lot of comics that do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and then it does hurt you.
It does. I like you said that, and I was like, oh, you know what? The audience was reacting differently afterward. Or I think they might have been a little more reserved because of that. Which was like good to know. Like you have to go through the experience to learn it.
I've made fun of like I've done like a political joke or two. I don't like them. We were talking before we started about that, and like that's not my thing. And I've done them because I think of them and I'll do them.
Yeah.
And I've lost like half an audience.
Yeah.
Because that half of the audience was not cool with that certain political view or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well, that wasn't worth it. You know, because when there's the shows we do a lot of the times aren't a huge audience. So if there's only 25, 30 people in a room and half of them already don't like you, now you're just you have to hope the other half likes all of it.
Yeah.
Or else you're not getting anything out of it.
You certainly feel the difference there.
Yeah.
I was really sure that was good though, because for the Funny Bone open mic, I was like really sure not to. I did a lot of the same jokes, and I was really sure not to make any comments like that. I just let the laughter play out however it did, which I think helped me in the long run.
Yeah, you did great.
But it was fun.
You had to go first, which stinks.
Yeah.
Like obviously Mike Berdice hosted, and then but so it does alleviate some of that.
Yeah.
Some of that, like, because it's an open mic night, it's a cheap ticket. You're still paying for drinks and food and everything. But there is this like, you're not going to see your favorite person. So when you go see your favorite person, you're like, all right, well, we'll get through, and hopefully they're funny, the first two comics, and then our guy will come on, girl, or whatever.
Yeah.
And with an open mic, there is this like, is any of this going to be funny?
Yeah.
Like, because if anybody's ever gone to an open mic at like a bar, it's very different. The Funny Bone open mic is essentially like all of our 5 best minutes.
Yes.
It's not really an open mic.
Yeah, we're not trying new material. It's got to be good stuff.
It's an open mic as far as like anyone can sign up.
Right.
But it's not an open mic like if you came to Saratoga on a Friday night, you're going to see us trying jokes and things that we've never said on stage before.
Yeah.
To see if it's funny, and I'd say most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
As good as whatever we're going to do at a show. And this was just like a lot of our like best 10 to 15 minutes condensed into 5.
Yeah. And I kind of went into it like looking at it almost like a competition, which I was realizing
it kind of was.
Yeah. Because you want to do your best there, because the manager's going to be there, the staff's going to be there. If people like you, like it could open up opportunities for you to get booked there to host or open or something like that. So you just want to be good. And plus, like, it's still, the feel is still very much so like a comedy show. Like, it's alleviated a little bit because it's advertised as an open mic.
Right.
But they're still being brought in by staff. The production value in that place is much better than just a regular open mic.
We got walk-on music.
Right.
You know.
Which
like,
was really cool, actually.
Which is awesome. I didn't even, it was funny, when I going up, I had No Diggity was my song.
Yeah.
But I didn't even hear it going up the first time. Or like going up onto the stage, because I was just like so like focused on this being. It's like I go on stage like muttering my set list in my head as I walk onto stage. It just helps me remember it.
Yeah,
and I'm staring at it before that.
Yeah.
And like so I didn't hear it. Do my 5 minutes, went great. I walk off, and like as I'm walking off, I hear the and I'm like. I'm like, oh, there's No Diggity. Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah. I forget what song it was that they played for me, but it had kind of like a 10-second interval where it was really quiet. Like there was kind of like a little, I think, drum thing, and then the music picked up at 10 seconds. So by the time I got on stage, I didn't really hear music until I was like, "What's going on, Funny Bone?" And the music kicked in. I'm like, "Oh shit!"
You didn't even realize. Yeah, right.
But no, it was fun. I was really looking at that like a competition just because of that factor, and like
sure. I mean, we go do a bar show somewhere, like, and there's 30 people there. It's still a customer service thing. You still want to do the best you possibly can.
Yeah.
But you also like know that no matter how good I do in here, the only thing that could happen is the producer might book me again.
Right.
That's which is still good. You still want that. It's still a thing to, aspire to, like, you don't want to burn producers because you've seen it. I've seen it. I don't know if you have, but I've seen like people kind of like throw sets away And I've seen them never get booked by that person again.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't want to do that anyway.
Yeah.
And maybe there is something to the balls of that I appreciate, but at the same time, what are we doing here?
Yeah, right.
Like, like there's only one job. The job is to make as many people in the room laugh as possible. And if you're not, like, you don't need a show to try something out necessarily.
Right.
Like we're not famous, like famous comedians like, I don't know, like Sam Morrill or whatever isn't doing open mics.
Right.
So when he goes and does a 10 or 15-minute spot somewhere at a comedy club in the city, he's doing a mic. That's his mic.
Right.
So he can screw around and be bad there. But like we can't be bad at our 10 and 15-minute sets.
Yeah,
like,
it matters.
It really does matter.
Yeah.
It does matter.
Yeah.
And you want to get as much practice in. Like I do. I've been like, I do a lot of the jokes again and again and again. And sometimes it makes you like, I'm so sick of this, or, I got to figure out a different way to word this because I'm not liking it as much as I used to or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's made those jokes so much better.
So much better. And like, you think of new tags that like elevate a joke a lot. Cause like I normally, like when I write a joke, I'll have like the punchline, or like a joke written about it. And then as I go through it or like practice it, or do open mics, I'm like, oh, okay, here's a different angle or a different tag I can kind of approach this joke with, and you build your joke out. So you have to have that time on stage to be able to do that.
Or you ad lib, like while you're on stage, you just think of like one little thing, or like certain jokes. So like certain audiences will give you like a laugh on like the setup. And you're like, I didn't think the setup was that funny.
Yeah.
And this audience did. Why? And then you're like, oh, because of my attitude earlier maybe in the set was different than it usually is. And then it makes that out of that setup more out of left field or whatever. And then they laugh at the idea. Yeah. And you're like, oh. Like I've had setups get better laughs than punchlines sometimes. And you're like, well, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So part of the set for the open mic or the Funny Bone one, the paramedic material I do, when I did it before, I normally started with my roof joke of like the guy that fell off the roof and died. And then I'll go into the weight, like adding weight to people's charts.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Dick. And I had found that like when I did the roof joke at first, people were kind of like, oh, like ooh, but they wouldn't really laugh that much. They were like, they would laugh a little bit, but not a lot. And then I switched those jokes. So I did the weight one first and then the roof one second. And it got a much bigger laugh.
Sure.
And I think it's just giving, like, I learned, like, I think it's just the audience, like, warming up to the idea.
Right, because
laughing
to it, the first one doesn't necessarily feel real. Yeah. Like, they're like, all right, that's funny because, like, sure, if somebody's being a dick and I was an EMT, I would do that too. Yeah. Like, kind of thing. Like, not that anybody would actually do it, but like, that would be a funny way to get at them.
I've had like 2 shows now where, because I normally ask, is there any other like people in healthcare here? And I'll give that premise, and then like this random ass lady will be like, oh, I do that, and I was like, oh, I was kidding. That's illegal.
Yeah, right.
You can't do that.
That's lying on like paperwork.
Like, violation.
But they go, oh, I could see. It's silly. Yeah, I love a silly joke early because then it lets everybody know we're all on the same page. Yeah, we're all here to tell jokes. Yeah, this is all going to be like, I don't want to say fake, but this is all going to be like exaggerated. Yeah, things that like you would do but nobody would do, kind of thing. You want to do but you don't because it's not good for society. If we all just started doing these things, we'd fall apart pretty quickly. Yeah. But it's the idea, like, or like that idea of like going home and going, I should have done that. Like that would have been funny to do to that person that was being a dick or whatever,
I've always found it like beneficial I've got like a few smaller jokes that are like kind of one-liner, like small premise ideas that I'll normally open up with that are either silly or like for the longest time when I was like, especially the first few months of doing comedy, I had this like, the joke about like my mom telling me if I'm nervous on stage, just imagine people naked or like in their underwear. And I'll be like, I'll pick some random guy and be like, sir, you got to get those bumps looked at. And
sure. Like, oh yeah, right.
It's just funny. It's goofy. And then I'll point at another guy and be like, and I've never seen so many nipples on one person. It's like an obscure idea.
Sure.
But it gets people laughing. And I've always found if I do that first and then go into like a longer bit, they're just a lot more willing to laugh or like a lot more open up.
Well, because like I do the Stewart's joke up top, which I won't do because I don't like ruining it.
Yeah.
Because it's my favorite joke.
It's a really good joke.
And then after that, I talk about like taking care of my elderly father. So like if I just go straight into like, like picking on me and my dad at the same time without anybody having an idea that like I'm being silly.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit, I mean, I'm sure those jokes would still do okay. It's just, it buys me trust maybe.
Sure.
Or they trust me to not be like mean or too serious. Because like you start talking about taking care of an 80-year-old man, people might clinch up a little bit or whatever. Yeah. So I like to try to keep it as light as possible at the beginning.
It kind of establishes your personality and like your joke style too. Like,
sure.
As compared to like Ryan Shipley, if he goes up, really funny comic, but his style is just different. But you can kind of tell that right away, like with his delivery. You're like, okay, this is what he's doing. Like, it's just a different style.
Well, I don't know if it's recent, but what he's been doing, like I'd say the last like year, 6 months, has been like he'll break on stage every once in a while.
Yes.
And that makes it so much more like relatable. And now we know it's all silly. And I don't know if it's an intentional thing or if it's just like he catches himself laughing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Either way, it's fine. It's part of an act. So like you got to figure out a way to make it better, or make it more relatable. Because it's very like, it's terrible, one terrible thing after another. And if like that woman, for instance, at the Halloween show, I feel like if she didn't know he was joking, she would take it serious.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, it's good to have like it adds levity to it instead of just like I would say terrible thing after another, but like mean spirited, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It does lighten it up.
It does.
Like when he like cracks a little bit or whatever. Like I like it.
Even with Mike, like when he laughs on stage, people laugh like with him because his laugh is like fun to hear.
His honest laughter is like you can pick it out of a room of 100 people. Like we're at Funny Bone and I could hear him laugh.
Yeah.
On stage. Yeah. And like there was 150 people there. And I can hear Mike go,
yeah,
like in the back, and I'm like, it makes me like laugh because I've known him forever, but like it just makes me laugh to know that like he's laughing.
What's funny about that is so I talked about this with Kay when she was on with the first like open mic I ever went to. I remember you were there.
Yeah, I listened to Kay's episode. I think
because I'm
a podcast guy. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh, there you go. Follow his example and like subscribe, please.
Subscribe, follow it. Follow it on this. Follow it on Apple and Spotify.
That's right. But no, I remember that because I had like a pretty decent set for like my first time ever going to an open mic. But I remember you afterwards. We were like standing outside Comedy Works, and you're like, "Yeah, keep coming, man. There's something there." I was like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Well, like anybody that isn't, I don't know. I have to stop for a second because I don't want to like insult anybody. But like, there's some people that show up and you know that it I wouldn't say I know it isn't going to work, but like you got a long way to go.
Sure.
Because what happens is I think the first time, and you might have done this, the first time you do it, and I didn't really do this, but I had 38 years of like joking around with people and ideas of jokes because I didn't start doing it until I was 38, 38, 39, somewhere around there. And that like, and I'm also lazy. So like, I'm not the kind of guy that's practicing in the mirror before I go anywhere. Sure. But I can tell who is immediately because it comes off like they're doing a monologue.
Yeah.
It doesn't come off like they're telling jokes. So even that uncomfortable person the first time who's got like a notebook this close to their face and they're reading every word off of it comes off more natural than the person that's big arms and it's more theatrical. I feel like that's going to be harder to get away from.
Sure.
Because you've already decided that's the way you want to do it.
Right. That's you're presenting your style as that way.
Right. So. I prefer the person that's almost disinterested in it the first time. Or like the people that like lose bets. Have you ever seen
Go
those people
up,
at Comedy Central? They like lose, or Comedy Central, Comedy Works.
Yeah.
They'll lose like their fantasy football league, and then their punishment is they have to go do stand up comedy.
Yes.
Those people are almost okay sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they're just doing it out of like a punishment.
Right.
And you're like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. And if people know that it's your first time on stage, they'll tend to be like a little more like relaxed and forgiving as compared to like if they know you've been doing it for a while, or like you're not a new comic, but you go up there and bomb.
There's expectation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're gonna do comedy for the first time, tell the audience it's your first time.
Yes.
You only get to say it once, and you'll get a little round of applause that to a comic that's been doing it for a while is completely meaningless, but for you will give you some
energy.
It's like a good opening joke without telling a joke.
Yes.
You'll know what it feels like to get applause, and that will make you either want it more or it'll relax you a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you just go up and eat shit on your first 2 jokes, and then now you're nervous, you're sweating, your mouth is drying out, and even at that point, if you hit them with this is my first time, even if it's a nervous, scared first saying it, like, oh, sorry guys, this is my first time, and everybody will give you a round of applause, and then take a breath.
Yeah.
Use that time instead of the silence of nothing to try to regather yourself, which is impossible. Use that applause to be like, okay, let me try the next one.
I think we told that. I don't know if there was a girl at the Funny Bone who was her first time going up on stage with this open mic.
Was it the girl,
Rachel?
the woman with the tattoos?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd never seen her before.
Me neither. I went up and asked her because I figured maybe she was like Utica and drove over.
Right. That's what I always assume when I don't know somebody.
Yeah. So I was like, how long you been doing comedy? And she's like, well, I've been a comedy enthusiast for like years now. I was like, have you done comedy before? She's like, no, this will be my first time. I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's awesome.
Sure.
Tell them. Like, tell everybody.
Yeah.
Especially with an audience this big. Because,
oh, man, it's going to feel great.
Yes, because they will cheer for you. Like, they'll give you a round of applause. That'll help you relax, and it just helps you have a better set.
And comics will always give you a round of applause on your first time because they know what it's like.
Yes.
So, like, they want you to do better just so you want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I mean, I'm sure there's people that are like, screw this guy or whatever. But, like, for the most part, everybody's pretty good at not. Well, we're certainly not going to heckle you for doing bad.
Yeah. Unless you're like really racist or
oh,
you're
sure.
like
I mean,
crazy.
there's other circumstances for sure.
So this is Jay Connolly, everybody. I forget. Your name will be in the description and stuff. But let's talk about your. I ask every comic, what was your start into comedy? You kind of mentioned.
So I grew up my whole life loving it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had as a kid, like life was a little bit of a roller coaster. So when I was like real young, both my parents worked and had pretty decent jobs. And then I'd say around 10 or 11, probably like 13, my mom couldn't work anymore. She had bad hips, bad knees, bad everything. So she had to stop working. So we went from like double the income to half the income. But before that, I had HBO, Showtime, all the movie channels, and I would watch HBO comedy specials at like far too young, didn't even understand them probably, but I could see how it worked. You can like see it. Even if you don't get the joke, you can hear a joke and know it's a joke kind of thing. So I just loved comedy my whole life. And then, when my mom couldn't work anymore, we got rid of all that. We had no cable for like 3 years. And that was interesting because then I played like more video games. I went outside a lot more. Sure. We had neighborhood friends and stuff like that. So, and so probably about 10 years ago, I did it once. A buddy of mine that I went to high school with, that used to be part of the Albany comedy scene back then. Shout out Morgan Williams. I'm sure some of the older guys that have been around might know who he is.
Sure.
But he moved to like Tennessee and then moved back, and he doesn't do it anymore. I told him, I go, you got to come out. I'm doing this now. And he was always trying to get me to do it.
Yeah.
And I'd say like, oh, and now that I'm back, now I'm doing it and he's back in the area, I'm trying to get him to come out because I want to be like, oh, look how good I got at this or whatever,
Yeah.
so he was like, there was an open mic at, what's it called? It's like a burger place. It has like a crane out front. It's on Central Ave. Everydays? Yeah, I think that's the name of it. It's like a burger. It's like a bar, you know. But they do like, their specialty is like different kinds of burgers.
Sure.
And he's like, come out. So I wrote a couple of jokes. I had a couple ideas. And I went and did it. And there wasn't any, I don't think I did good. I don't think I did bad either. I just was like, I don't know if I like this.
Sure. Did you get any laughs or did you?
I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those, there might be like little pieces of those jokes in other, there's definitely jokes I've done on stage since doing this that are from those jokes.
Sure.
And it just didn't feel like I wasn't running out to do it again.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. And then like 3.5 years ago, I was like midlife crisis. I was like going to be 40 soon. I started going to the gym a lot. And then I also was like, I was just started looking into it and seeing like, where can I go? Oh no, that's what it was. I was doing DoorDash. I had quit my job. I worked for Panera for like 7 years, worked through the pandemic. Basically as soon as the vaccine was available, I quit. I was like, hey, I liked the people I worked with. I hated the job.
Sure.
I hated the customers. Like if you worked in customer service during pandemic, I got it. I know. It was the worst. Like it was the worst customers have ever been in the history of customers. I feel like, so I was just like looking for something to do. And I remember I saw I knew the comedy club was in Saratoga. And then one Friday night, I was working and the open mic doesn't start until 10. And there's no real DoorDash orders after like 9:30,
Sure.
you know. So I was like, I'll just go. It's free. I'll go have a couple of beers after I'm done working.
Nice.
And I sat and watched it. And then I think I went to an Albany one. It might have been when it was at Susie's, which is now the 217 mic, essentially, I think. And I went there, watched that, and then went back and watched another Friday night. And it was just like a matter of like, I think I can be as funny as a half or three-quarters of these people. I think I can do this. Because it didn't seem like nobody was like crushing. And it was a lot of like kind of awkward people as it is always. And you're like, okay, cool. Like I'll try it.
Was there anybody at that mic that's still doing it?
Yeah.
Or who?
Well, it's funny because I think me, Blake, Will, Mike Burnett. I'm trying to think of somebody. I think that's about it. We're like all started within like months of each other.
Sure.
So like I might have seen Blake's like second time ever doing a mic while I was checking it out.
Yeah. Which is super cool to know, like, because all of you are progressing up really well, and like you could just tell there's like experience there, like time that like I don't have, or other people don't have.
I every 6 months I feel like there's like a level up.
Yeah.
Like I'm a video game guy.
Yeah.
So like every 6 months I'm like there's like a thing that happens, whether it's a show I get booked on or more, I'm doing a little bit more time. Because like, you know, when you start, you're doing like 8 minutes, maybe, like, you know, you don't want to do more time than you should too early.
Right.
It's just my personal thing. Like, I don't know. Did you see the thing with William Montgomery from Kill Tony? You know the guy that's like bald with the red hair?
Yeah.
He did like a show and like melted down and started yelling at the audience. He did like 15 minutes instead of like a half an hour and just walked off stage.
Yeah.
And I think that's a product of like he got famous too fast. And if you're doing this for 2 years and somebody asks you to do a half an hour, you should say no.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to say no. I've never been asked, so I've never had to say no.
Right.
But if somebody came up to me right now and said, can you do a half an hour? I'd say 20, because I could probably squeak out 20.
Yeah.
I wouldn't love 5 to 7 minutes of that 20, but I could do it.
Yeah. That my first paid gig was I did a banquet for a fire department, and I was the only comic, and they asked me to do half an hour. I was like, I'll do 20 minutes.
But that's a little bit of self-awareness even early.
Well, I shouldn't have even done 20 minutes.
Sure. Like I said, I wouldn't want to do, no. I would be a little uncomfortable doing 20. I'd have to like do crowd work that I don't want to do just to fill it.
Yeah. If there's a big difference, I've got like, if I string all my bits together that I think are stage worthy, I've got like 30 minutes of stuff.
Yeah, I would say probably I have maybe a little bit more than that, but then I'm doing jokes that I've done 4 times at a mic that got laughs, but like I don't know where to put them.
And there's a difference between like your comedy flowing and you just standing up there telling bits. Like I think seasoned comics will have worked on the material and make each bit and premise really good, but then they're also really good at transitioning and like making those bits flow together in a way that makes sense. And if like I went up to this mic and I was like, I'll do a bit of like my paramedic material, and I was like, so I was in the music part the other day. Like there's no like transition, and it's kind of awkward because you're jumping around and the audience kind of has to catch up to you. That was my first show. It was 20 minutes of that.
Well, and then Kate talks about her hour.
Yeah,
and like it's funny because like we barely knew her like at the beginning, and we had heard she did that, and everybody kind of like, what? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
and obviously she knows now that like that was crazy, but you don't know that without, like, I make fun of Mike Burnett. Mike Burnett would say like, oh, I could do like 45 minutes. And I'm like, let's say it goes really well for 30 of that 45. What happens after that?
Yeah.
Like, and I was never like yelling at him or making fun of him for it. I'm just like, I don't think, because he would say to me, you got like 45 minutes. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Not that I would feel good about or comfortable about or like I would want to, I'd need notes.
Yeah.
I can do 10 minutes without notes. I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'd have to write that shit down.
I would have so many like, it's funny. I was just going through all of my old notes, trying to like just see what's in there, and I'm looking through and I'm like, oh, that I should figure out a way to still do that. I liked that. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then there's other things where you're like, yeah, that I couldn't. That was terrible. That was like me after 6 beers waiting for the bucket pull at Lark,
right?
Or 217 after Lark, after I've already had 4 or 5 beers, and now I'm going and like I would just write down the most random things and try them out, but yeah, like time is like it's being on stage. Even 15 minutes is a long time.
It is.
Like
it is. Yeah.
You don't realize how long it is until you're 12 minutes in and you're kind of like out.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the thing. Every show is different. Every audience is different. So if you go up and do like what I had planned on doing at the Funny Bone was about 3 minutes while I was on stage. Now, thankfully, I have a decent amount of like 10 to 15 minutes worth of stuff. So it wasn't that hard to just pull a couple of more jokes out before the time ran out. And then I have a joke I planned on ending with. So I just added it in the middle.
Sure.
But if you don't have that, you're like, and it just went quickly. It like, and that's partly my fault. Like, that's the other thing too. It's all on us. If it's there's a saying, if it's going really well, slow down.
Yeah.
And if it's going badly, slow down. Like, you're always going too fast.
Yeah.
Like, if some, like you said, like, let people laugh.
Yeah. I was very, very intentional, which is funny. Like, so I recorded the set, and then I also paid Alana to record it with her camera. And during the set, I was like, I have to take this slow. I'm not gonna make any comments after. If I get a laugh, I'm gonna let the laugh kind of play out. But then I go back and watch the video, and I'm like, I still cut off the laugh.
Yeah, I do it too.
And I was like, man, it would have been like a little bit better if I just let it play out more, let the audience really get into a joke, and let that laughter play out.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing where like you if the laugh is good enough. Well, the thing is with Funny Bone too is you're like,
fuck.
Put that anywhere.
Look at that. Yeah.
If
I don't even know what happened just now.
If you want, like, let people laugh, But with Funny Bone, it's such a short amount of time. So like we're trying to do greatest hits in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you want to get that next joke in because you don't want to miss it.
Right. Yeah.
And what happens is like if like the opening, that Stewart's joke usually gets a pretty good laugh, and I've cut it off a couple times.
Sure.
If you get like an applause break, obviously that feels amazing.
Yes.
Let them clap until no one's clapping anymore.
Yes, yeah.
Like why?
Right.
You know, like, but I also grew up with like Carlin, who people would do that, and he'd be like, "All right, calm down, come on, we got to get through it," like because he's so like material oriented that there's no time for this.
Yeah.
I have so many things I need to tell you, and I have an hour.
Yeah.
So
I got it scheduled out,
and it's going to be on HBO, which means they're going to either edit something out if I go too long. They're going to be not mad at me, but they're going to like, this won't be as perfect as I want it to be if you keep clapping, which is, you know, obviously if you're Carlin, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But like with us, who cares? Like the competition that happened one night, I think it was the semifinals. It was like, I had planned, I think it was 8 minutes or something like that was the time we were given. And I did 6.5 minutes were actually worth of material because I was doing very well. And like, I remember getting the light and going like, oh, I'm not even going to be able to do another joke.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because I was doing well. Right. It's a different thing if you're bombing and then you don't have time to do another joke that might help.
You're right.
You know, like, but it changes.
It does.
With every single audience.
Yeah. That's just part of getting experience and
right.
stuff. Okay, so going back to your start, you started at Comedy Works.
No, I went to Susie's first.
Oh, Susie's.
Because it seemed chiller.
Okay.
Like it wasn't in a basement dark. This was like outside on the porch. It was like early summer when I started. It was like June, I think. And so I did that. It was fine. I don't remember it being great. Like some people be like, oh, I actually did pretty good my first time. Or I ate shit my first time. It was somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I remember that. I was very nervous. And then I went to I would think I did Comedy Works that Friday. And it was fun. And then I kind of met some people. Mike started coming after I went twice.
Nice.
I was like, I told him I was doing it. And he goes, let me know how it goes. Maybe I'll come and go with you. And I was like, it's been fine.
Yeah.
And then he started like maybe a month after I did.
Okay.
I think he did the same thing. He came and watched me a couple times and then decided to do it.
Sure.
And it's nice having him around because we're like, you know, I've known him for 28 years or something like that.
Yeah.
We met when we were like 13, 14. And we met him. It's funny. I always say like I met him and another one of my best friends through a girl neither of us talk to anymore.
Nice.
Which is like really funny. Shout out Liz. She's not gonna say it.
Yeah.
She might. I'll post it on Facebook. We're friends.
Yeah,
like I still know her.
Sure, this is everybody named Liz, people.
She's great. She actually married another high school friend of mine.
Nice.
That I used to hang out with in high school. Shout out Greg. And they have babies? I don't know. But they have at least one child. And they're doing great.
Nice.
What was I talking about? Just so, and then I made friends. Like I made friends with Will. I made friends with Blake. I'm a guy that likes people for the most part, unless you're a dick, and then I'm kind of like out, you know.
Yeah.
But having Will, like, because you were talking about like progression of like kind of the same people, and it's funny because I see that now in like people that are like a year in, where they're friends.
Yeah.
Like even like you live so far away that you can't come to as many mics.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder for you, I'm sure, to like, you've buddied up with everyone because you're a nice guy and most of the people that do this are nice. So it's easy to like, you know, at least be friendly with everyone.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, you and Kay are like probably more friends because you're kind of closer together distance wise or were now that she moved. Moved to, but what happened was we would hang out afterwards. And we don't do this enough anymore. So if anybody's listening and you want to hang out after a mic and talk jokes, it makes everyone better.
Yes.
There's a reason that like all the comics go to a bar or a diner or a something after the mic because you will get better because of it.
Yes.
Like just Will, and Blake, like me and Blake used to, after Comedy Works, would sit on like a condo steps by the park and like smoke a little weed and like just talk about the night and talk about what we were doing right, what we weren't doing right, what we should do. And then, you know, every once in a while Will would join us or Mike would join us and or we'd go to Trotters in Saratoga after Comedy Works and play pool.
Yeah.
But we're also talking about the night, what was funny, what wasn't funny, why was somebody else funny, why was somebody not funny. And like it does make you better. Like they've said things like we were talking about voices, not necessarily impressions, but like voices. And like, why don't we add more voices to like, because how many jokes do you have or do you see people have that include like a person talking to them? Like, oh, I was in the store the other day and this guy came up to me. Give that guy a voice. He's not you.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't matter what he sounds like. If he's smart, give him a smart voice. If he's an idiot, give him an idiot voice. Like you can do that. And it's almost like another joke that you didn't intend on.
All right.
If a guy comes up to you in the store and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" That's not that funny. It doesn't, but you're not expecting it to be funny. You're expecting it as like a setup.
Right.
And then instead you go, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like it just adds something to it.
What's that voice again?
Hey, it's Patrick from SpongeBob essentially. Hey. But like, you know, it doesn't matter. It just adds something that wasn't there before that didn't cost you anything.
Right.
Like you're not, there's no other, and you could try that voice 18 different times at all the mics, see which one you like the best.
Yeah.
You can do different voices. You can do different things. Like if I do like a girl voice, it's always this one, you know, it's which is just a common voice that like a lot of guys will do in acts for women's voices. But it does add something to it.
It does. And you can change it up to make the joke more interesting for you long term.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it does.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it does. It makes it more enjoyable for yourself because after a while, it's not as enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I'm still early at this.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's still like, oh, man, I got to tell that joke again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that joke that woman was upset about for me.
Yeah.
That joke is like, I just don't like it all the time. So I want to keep I think I'm going to keep the setup for it, but maybe not the rest because it does get me to other jokes.
Sure.
It's like a bridge to another joke. So I think I'll just shorten it.
Yeah. Or just write a new tag or something. I love when like I think of a new tag and put that in. It brings the energy back to a whole premise.
Yeah.
Even if it's like one line or and it's not even that funny. I'm like, I'm excited to try this. I can't wait to do this joke.
I like trying a new tag or something during a show.
Yeah.
Because like it's hard to do. I can't do any of my show jokes at the mics.
Right.
Like I really can't.
Right.
Like I can. I shouldn't say I can't. I can. But I know they're not going to get any laughs because everybody basically has heard them.
Right.
And it's a bad excuse. Like you should still learn the rhythm and, you know, keep practicing it. Yep. It's probably taken me longer to make those jokes better because I'm not doing that.
Right.
But like so like every once in a while I'll think of like, oh, I wonder if this will work in that joke. And either I'll figure out a way to do it at a mic without doing the whole thing. Or I'll just try it and like at the competition I threw like a new tag into a joke and it worked. It wasn't great, but it was also the first time I'd ever said it. Yeah. So I didn't take it as it was bad. And I was just like, okay. Like, and it does give you something to be excited for. Like, you know, coming up in that joke, you're going to try something.
Sure.
So it's like, it's more.
Makes you think about it a little more.
Sure. And it's more enjoyable. Like, it's definitely more like of a, this will be more interesting than it normally is for me. Yeah. You know.
No, but going back to your other point, like the comedy hang is probably like the best part of doing.
Yeah, that's like 80% of the fun of this.
Yeah, it's just getting to like talk to people, hang out. Like I don't smoke weed. I kind of wish I did for that reason because it looks so fun. But
like
I'll
even
smoke
that,
a cigar or something. Yeah, but
even that, like, you know, there's 9 people smoking in one joint. Like you're not like it's not like everybody's getting really really stoned.
Right,
it's more about the hanging around.
Right, hang around, shoot shit, and like just talk. You know, that's why like the Halloween show, we just sat outside and talked for a long time afterwards, which was fun. Like we just talked about the show, talked about like the bar fights going on across the street.
Shows that other people had that we hadn't seen them since. Yeah, you know, like how'd that go?
Yeah.
It's really funny to hear like most people have a good grasp on how things went, and some people do not.
Yeah.
So it's funny to hear like, oh, I heard that show went really well, and then and then like another person's like, it didn't go that well.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, this X person said it went well, and they're like, no, it didn't. It wasn't. It was. So there's a grading system that I have, and it's like bad, all right, fine, good, great, amazing. And fine, I think, is most of the time.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I think most of the time, if your show went fine, that's good.
Great. Yeah.
Like, see, but not great.
Well,
right?
Yeah,
you know what
great,
I mean?
Not
like,
great on your
right. Like, great is, like, your show on Halloween was probably, in my mental scale, was probably, like, great.
You think so?
Just because it was full house.
Yeah.
Everybody but one lady was pretty content with what happened.
Yeah.
It was Halloween, so that makes it like fun.
Yeah.
People came in costume, you know.
Yeah. I think I was like a little more self-conscious about like the show because it was more pressure on me because I was like setting it up.
It's your fault if things go poorly, yeah.
And like it didn't go. Like there was kind of like some last minute changes. Juan had to pull out just because of an emergency last minute, which was fine. So I had to like find a replacement within an hour, which thankfully, like again, shout out to Mike and Duncan for stepping up for that.
Yeah, Mike was coming anyway.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
So I'm like glad they stepped up, and then there was just like some last minute things we had to figure out that were kind of tough, and then I was like beating myself up because like I did too much time up front, and, like I made some mistakes with like, my joke delivery and like calling the audience dumb, like we talked about. So I was like, this show was like fine, like people had a good time, but I wish there was. In my mind, I'm always like shooting for great, and when it doesn't hit that, I'm like, oh, it kind of sucks.
See, that's why you should be okay with fine.
Yeah.
Because then, if it's better than fine, it's better.
Yeah.
Like, and if it's worse than fine, well, like, the Funny Bone was awesome.
Yes.
Like, I would say that was like a top of the top like experience for someone that's where I'm at. It still was great.
Mm-hmm.
And then for somebody that isn't, or like the person that did it for the first time,
yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to do stand up for the first time in front of 150 people.
Yeah, that's a big show.
I would not have done that. That would have been terrifying. It was like the older crowd of comics that were around when I did it the first time.
Sure, which
I didn't know how intimidating that could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
It was like Juan. I'm trying to think who was there. I don't know if Juan was, but it was like that. Like people that have been doing it now 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Like John Bryce and like that crew of people that had already been around doing it pre-pandemic. And now but I didn't know who they were, so it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. That Funny Bone show for me was like, and for me, that was on the scale, that was great for me.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of fun. There wasn't pressure for me to produce the whole rest of the show. So it's just nice showing up, just doing your set and like just having to worry about that.
That's why I don't produce anything.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's the best.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Like, I'm just very thankful that like, because there is a thing in like comedy, like you kind of like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of thing. And that's fine. That's how this kind of keeps working.
Yeah.
But I'm not able to scratch anyone's back.
Mm-hmm.
So like the fact that I do get booked, I'm very appreciative of it. Like, and I'm like happy to have a show when I have a show. Without having to worry about flyers and like I don't want to walk into a bar and say, hey, you guys should do a comedy show here.
Yeah.
And other people have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
And thank you and I love you.
Yeah.
But like I can't do that. Mike Burnett does not care about doing that.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome because first of all, he's like my best friend, which means if he has something, he's probably going to book me on it. And I tell him like, I always tell him, I'm like, he had like 3 shows in a row at a bar in Albany, like going like over like 3 or 4 months, he did a couple shows. And I'm like, I can't do it again.
Right.
Like, cause if you have the same people, it's going to be weird.
Right.
Like my jokes haven't changed.
Right.
Like, so like there is that, but like, I'm always very appreciative of people that are willing to go in and put together a show because I don't want to.
Yeah. I enjoy the producing side. Like it's fun because for me, like even like being here, like at home, I love when people can come over and feel comfortable and relaxed and like just have a good time. So that translating to a show, like I love creating an atmosphere where like there's production quality. It's at a cool venue. I love giving other comics the opportunity to go and just do well. So like seeing you get up at the Halloween show, or even like Elizabeth had really good. Everybody did well.
Yeah, everybody did great.
Like seeing that was like rewarding for me, but it's a lot more stressful for me. Like doing everything,
Sure.
and like that's why I'm kind of thinking like maybe next show I produce, I'll have someone else host it. Like maybe I'll do a spot still, but like at least to take that stress off of me, because hosting is a big job. Like.
Yeah.
Especially on top of producing. So
well, that's also a thing. Like, I'm not a very good host either. Like,
sure.
I mean, I have a hard time, like, mustering up the fake. Like, for me, it would be fake.
Yeah.
Of going up on stage and being like, hey, everybody, how we doing tonight?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's not really my thing.
Yeah.
However, I know that's what you have to do for that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll do it if I have to, and I can do it well enough, and my jokes after that will be good enough that I feel like nobody's going to remember me as the guy that wasn't good at, hey, I need more noise out of you guys. Let's keep it going, you know? So.
Mike Berdice?
Yeah.
Is that how you say? He hosted the Funny Bone open mic. He had the energy for it.
Yeah.
Like the way he was able to just like get people applauding or like laughing or just loud was great. I don't have that kind of energy. I can't match that level.
I also I would say it's the same if it's like a small crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I would have even more of a hard time.
Yeah.
Like, as much as you don't want to be the guy that's like being the guy to point out that this isn't going well.
Yeah.
Like, I opened for, it's my only Comedy Works performance. I think I was like 4th on the call list, but I got a phone call from the manager at the Comedy Works, and they're like, hey, can you be here by 6 o'clock? It was like 2 p.m, and I was at the grocery store.
Nice.
Like buying groceries. And I'm like, yes, of course. Like, I'll figure this out. And went to the register, like literally was like, all right, I think I got enough of whatever I need I'll come back tomorrow, whatever, you know. And it was can't think of his name. He's like the guy with the glasses and gray hair. He does Comedy Works like a couple times a year. I forgot his name. Damn. I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, forget.
For a while, people get nicknames in comedy, like before I learn their name.
Sure.
So like they'll like have certain like, especially if I'm not like super good friends with them. Like I met right away. It was different.
Welcome to the stage, gray hair glasses guy.
Yeah. Well, right. Not on stage. I knew it that night.
I'm gonna look up his name now because it's gonna bother me.
Bob something? No, I want to say Bob Ross, which is funny, but that's not. Obviously, that's not his name. I feel bad. He was nice. He was very nice to me.
He is very nice. He's been there quite a bit, and
and he's a clean comic.
Yeah.
So like they told me it's got to be clean, and then I worry about it because I'm like,
I feel like he was there not too long ago.
Yeah, like last weekend or the weekend before. Ross Bennett, boom.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Ross
Bob Ross, not too far off that.
Yeah, it's very similar. They don't have a picture.
But yeah, he's nice. He was very nice. But there was like 10 people, you know, and I know that I could tell it bothered him.
Sure.
Because it's his stuff.
Right.
You know, it would be like if there's 10 people that showed up to your Halloween show, you're going to be disappointed.
Yes.
We're all going to be a little disappointed.
Right.
But you're going to be way more disappointed than I am.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go up and do my jokes anyway.
Right.
And hopefully the 10 people like it. It doesn't really change what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So that's another benefit of not producing is like I can still just show up and do my job.
Yes.
And not worry about that, not worry about a guy punching a door, you know, like because you get crazy people that just show up. Like anybody can buy a ticket. Halloween night,
people were drunk.
Anybody can buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Open mics even worse. Anybody can walk in.
Yeah.
You can give it. They get. The best thing about an open mic is that anybody can walk in, and the worst thing about an open mic is that anybody can walk in. You know,
yeah.
So
you get a big old mixed bag of people.
Oh man, we've had Lark. We've had like homeless people come in and go up on stage and say some wild shit.
Yes.
I mean, we've had not homeless people go up and we'll say some wild shit, but like, you can just go up and sign up.
Yeah.
You know,
I forget if I mentioned this. When I was putting up flyers for the Halloween show, I was going around and there's a guy that owns a store in Glens Falls that I asked to hang a poster up at, and he was like, "Oh, you do comedy?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I used to do comedy back in the day." I was like, "Oh, really?" He was like, "Yeah, I got booed off the stage for saying the N-word." And I was like, "This is a white dude." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Yeah.
I was like,
as you should probably.
Yeah, I kind of know how your set went, and like Yeah.
I mean, Carlin said it on stage, but I mean, it was part of a bit about all men created equal except blank, 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 and blank.
Yeah.
And that was one of the blanks. And like, you're just like, he's using that as a point, not as a derogatory term, not as like a,
Yeah.
And like, so I'm not saying it's impossible that you can't make that. See, that's the thing. He didn't make the word funny. He wasn't trying. The word had nothing to do with funny. The idea was the joke, and the word was to get it across. It's from the point of view of the people that wrote down all men are created equal, right? Like, it's not. It's like they wish they could have written in except blah blah blah.
Yeah.
At the time, especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's people do. You get that a lot. I used to do comedy. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, well, where, when? Oh, in college. Like, a lot of people try it in college.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Actually, I did. I did 2 sets in college. It was like, they were both for talent shows, so it wasn't even like a comedy thing.
Sure.
And it was like a Christian college, too, so I had like very clean material, and I crushed. I don't know why. The audience was like huge laughter about it. And it wasn't even like, I look back and I was like, it's not one of those things where like I hear laughter that's not there because I think I'm doing well. Like, it was just, it went surprisingly well. So when I went to the Comedy Works for the first time and did that same material of like Christian clean comedy, and it landed flat for some of it, I was like, oh, this is a nice little reality check.
Well, I have to imagine like it's a polite audience too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, that's an audience like that's rooting for you.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like a Friday night at 11 o'clock at night, it's not that they're not rooting for you and they're not rooting against you. It's just like, show us something.
Even like, that's kind of like the sect of Christian comedy too. Like, there's really good comedians in Christian comedy, and people don't realize that. Like, Tim Hawkins is one of the best comedians I've ever seen. He's completely Christian, or like clean comedy. But he sells out churches. Like, he'll do a weekend at a church in like Indianapolis, and it's like a 2,000 seat church, and he's selling out shows there. And like that in a secular Christian or like a secular comedian would be a huge name. Like, you would know who this person is. But you don't know who Tim Hawkins is because it's like kind of falls under the Christian umbrella. But he's a really good comedian, and people that go there are just so willing to laugh because like they kind of, he fits that niche of comedy. And
not to say like, I don't know, I don't want to make fun of anyone, but like there is like even that feels naughty for even like Christian, like very Christian people.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, cause like he might make fun of the mailman.
Right.
And it's not mean really. It's not dirty. Right. He's not cursing, but like, it does feel like maybe like we shouldn't be doing this.
Like tone a line somehow. Yeah.
Sure. And like, it's not like,
he has a bit about that where he's like, well, he talks about like changes because he's like 50 now, but he was talking about like when he turned 40, he's like noticing changes with his body. He's like, my hair's a little thinner and putting on some weight, and my nipples point sideways like a horse's eyes, which is just like,
and there's nothing dirty about that.
Not at all. But if you say that in front of a Christian audience, crazy. That's like a crazy thing. Right. Because they're like, he's like, and he addresses that. He's like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have nipples.
Yeah, right.
And they're going east to west. Like, and he's like, this is like, they laugh really hard at that because, they're talking about nipples in church.
And it's also a male's nipples, which are probably a little bit different.
Right, yeah.
There's nothing sexual about male nipples.
Yeah.
Female nipples, it's like, it'd be different maybe.
Right,
like it'd have a different feel to it.
Right, yeah.
Like if a woman went up and talked about her boobs, it might be awkward.
Right.
But like it's like Pete Holmes has talked about that a lot. Like, 'cause that's where he was like super, super Christian. And that's how he started. Sure. Like essentially. It was like very clean, not like was a good Christian boy kind of guy. And like he just started doing comedy and his life changed and things happened. And, and I'm sure you can still see it in him. Like even now, still to this day, he's he seems like the nicest guy in the world.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he was the only person I emailed like 10 or 15 comics at the time. And this is when I tried it like 8 to 10 years ago.
Sure.
Asking about like any help or tips, or, you know, he was the only one to email me back.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I always loved Pete Holmes, like, just simply for that. But I also think he's hysterical.
He's very funny. Yeah.
But yeah, and the thing was like, just go do it. And then I was like, okay. And I went and did it once. And then I was,
yeah. 5 years later.
Yeah, like almost 8 years later, probably. Yeah, pretty close to that. It was like 8 years later. I was like, all right, I'm sick of not having anything.
Right.
Like, I don't particularly love the jobs I've worked. It's one of those things where people say, like, why do you do comedy? And it's like, because I don't think I can do anything else.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm 40 years old, 42. And I don't even, how fucking old am I? Yeah, I'm 42, right? 83? Yeah. 42. Sorry. That's weird. 42. I'll be 43 in February. And like, I don't know if I could go work retail again.
Yeah.
Or food service again. Or in the deli at Hannaford again.
Yeah.
Like, I can do that if I absolutely have to. I will. Like, it's better than being homeless.
Yeah.
But I enjoy this. It doesn't make the problem is there's no money. You know, like, there's a little bit of money, but like not enough to like survive. I'm lucky living with my dad. I have a special circumstance in which I don't have to make rent and pay an electrical bill.
Yeah.
So I have the ability to at least try this for now, as long as I can, get as good as I can while I have the opportunity to.
Absolutely.
And, you know, hopefully, eventually this will pay. I would say, man, like, people are like, oh, I want to be, you know, a lot of people have this dream of being Bill Burr. I don't even know if I want that.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Like, because, and not to say I could be, but I don't know if I'd want it, because it seems like an awful lot of fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, of just people and airports and just people bothering you.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a big fan of Bill Burr going to do the Riyadh thing, but imagine how much shit he's getting because of it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And like, you know, like, he didn't need the money. That's how I looked at it. Like, my 2 cents on that is he didn't need the money. There's a lot of comics that probably did, and good for them to get it. I can't really shit on the people that got. If you got paid $100,000 to do Riyadh, you weren't making much money elsewhere anyway.
Right.
There was definitely a scale of how you got paid at that festival.
Sure.
And the people that made like $100,000, that like changes a lot for them.
Yeah.
As opposed to Bill Burr, who got paid $5 million, who's just throwing more money on the pile.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's I get why people are mad. I wasn't happy about it, but I certainly can't hate people for doing it. Certain people.
I wouldn't turn down that much money.
Well, that's
for sure.
the thing. But like, let's say, for instance, I was offered to do that. I would get offered $50,000. You know, like, or something like that. So a small amount, a considerably smaller amount of money than Kevin Hart, who again obviously doesn't need the money.
Right.
And that's like Dan Soder's got a bit about that, about like him doing like DraftKings commercials.
Yeah.
And he's like, Kevin, how much is enough? How much money is enough, Kevin?
No. And no. Let's do it together. No.
Say no. But like, if it was $50,000, you know how much that would help?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like how much, like, that would be over a year's worth of, that'd be like 2 years worth of DoorDash.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be a huge deal. When he did the Tom Brady roast, when he was hosting that, I love that people were shitting on him for like not saying no to making another shitty movie or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, his movies are good. I'm not saying they're shitty, but like there was a premise.
Some of them are good though. The one with Bryan Cranston was pretty good.
Yeah.
The one where like Bryan Cranston's like paraplegic.
Yeah.
Like that's like a nice movie.
Yeah. It's good.
You know, it's nice to see like there was something I saw not that long ago, and I was like, oh, it was just like a nice movie, and it wasn't like particularly funny. It wasn't particularly sad. It was just like,
there's one that Melissa McCarthy just did, or like more recent within the past few years. That's on Netflix. That's kind of a more like drama comedy, but it's a lot different than her typical like The Heat or
Bridesmaids or whatever.
Yeah, where it's just like not really slapstick, but like there's like a lot of physical comedy in it. Like, it's just different, and I was like, that's kind of refreshing to see like a different perspective on their acting abilities. And like them do like a more serious role, which is cool. Which I feel like is what Kevin Hart's role in that movie.
Yeah. I don't even know the name of that movie. But yeah, it's interesting to see like comedians, because we're acting already.
Yeah.
Like we're reading a script that we wrote and memorized on stage.
Yeah.
And we have to perform it in a way that doesn't look like we're performing it, which is a performance in and of itself.
Yes.
That's the phrase.
Yes.
So like that's why you see like they used to get sitcoms. Like Jerry Seinfeld is the worst actor in the world. You watch Seinfeld, he is the worst, and he's surrounded by 3 very good actors. It's like Jason Alexander, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Michael Richards are like trained actors and like comedy, drama, everything. And like you just see him laughing in takes because he just couldn't not laugh.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I guess this is the best we're gonna do. So like he's just, you can see him at the end of like a lot of jokes in a episode or in a scene. He's like starting to laugh.
Yeah.
And he's just not a great actor, but like that's an example. But like Drew Carey show and stuff like that. Like when you watch those shows, you're like, yeah, of course you can act a little bit. Like you're usually just you.
Yeah.
Like
comedy's performative. Like we're telling these bits like for the 100th time on stage. It's your first time hearing it, maybe if you're in the audience, but and I think that's kind of what people are thinking. Like they're like, oh, this is all just stuff they're thinking off the dome. Like they're just naturally a funny
a lot
person.
of people think you're making everything up.
Right. It's definitely not that.
Yeah.
This is all like scripted, or like not scripted, but like written out, pre-planned, like
practiced.
Yeah. You've
shortened, lengthened, shortened again, lengthened again. Yeah.
Yeah. Cut out, added back in.
Should I say was or is?
Yeah.
Like, it's just things like that. Like you're trying to like, it's to every, not to say, I think there's a little bit of, self-importance like to the material sometimes where people are like I've like molded this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but like, I don't know how, like by molded, you mean for the last 6 months, you've had a couple beers 3 times a week and hung out with your friends.
Yeah.
And that is part of it. Like a playwright isn't like hanging out with his friends going, what do you think of this one? This dialogue. So it's a little bit different. You're kind of on your own. This is more of a community effort. Yeah. Like I'd like to think I wish it was almost more of that. I wish more people, like I tend to give people tags, and that's not a great thing to do. Like just because I think of something and I can't use it because it's part of your joke.
Right.
So I'm like, what if you said this or something? Right. Or like somebody was talking about the difference between like a dog and like a pig as a pet. And like how like you like, but you can't like eat a dog, or like something about like the intelligence level, and like how like a baby is less intelligent than like a 2-year-old pig. So you could like eat a baby because it's less intelligent than a pig by those like standards of like what we eat stupid animals or whatever, But like they're not going to use it. Like I don't know if they will or not. Like I'll try it. If somebody walked up to me with a tag, I would try it.
Yeah.
Just to see.
I've done which is nice too, because it's almost good to hear the perspective of like a outside person that's not you about your premise, because they'll give you a different angle to look at things. So like Patrick has given me a tag that I'll use in a joke now that like works pretty well, and it's something I'd never thought of or probably wouldn't have thought of. But it's just something small, and like it's it works.
And if it's like part of being an EMT or something, like how is he going to use it? Like it's not like something you could ever use.
Yeah.
So why not at least let you know? Say, hey, I don't. I wouldn't do it if I was on a show with, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. I'm not going to walk him and be like, that like, joke about that joke about airplane food. Like maybe what about? I'm not doing that.
That joke just made you like $1 million.
Yeah, but if he did that to me, I wouldn't take it offensively.
Oh yeah,
and I would try it probably.
I'd be like, God, please give me information.
Yeah, I know.
Help me out.
Do you want to see my whole set written out and you can just proofread it?
Yes.
But yeah, like it's.
What's the deal with Stewart's?
Yeah. It's funny? He never said that. He's never said what's the deal with anything.
Yeah, I don't. Was that the tag? I feel like there was a part of like his voice, like what's the deal with airplane peanuts, that was in his show. Maybe.
I don't know. It might have been somebody making fun of him on the show, like Kramer's or somebody like saying like this is all you do, or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah, he's never like he would say why are this or what did this person but it was never what's the deal with
Yeah. I started watching the Seinfeld show like within this past year. Like,
you never watched it before?
No, not all the way through.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, right. Yeah, so you were like either a baby when that show was on, like you're not watching network television.
Yeah. My involvement with Jerry Seinfeld was like the B movie.
right.
Which was great. I love that movie.
Shout out Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Yeah, R.I.P. Watching that movie now, like, I love it because you see like the adult humor in it. Because there's some like hidden, like watching Shrek now, you realize how inappropriate of a movie that is. But as a kid, you're like, this is awesome.
Doesn't Lord Farquaad like jerk off essentially?
Like he gets an erection. Yeah.
Well, he like lifts the like covers over.
Yes.
Like, yeah, he definitely like
what the hell?
Yeah,
you would never notice that as a kid.
I mean, I did because I was 15 when the first one came out, probably. So I'm like, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then like their kids love this.
You're watching it in a bed. You have an erection, watching it in bed. You're like, hey, that's me right now.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
At 15, that's all it was. It's just constant erection.
Yeah. There's so many like hidden things in that movie that's like wildly inappropriate, but
I think like Little Mermaid is one of the most messed up premises of any movie.
Sure.
Like, it's literally like, hey, give your voice up for a man.
Yeah.
And the original, I guess the original story is like gruesome.
Yeah. Well, so a lot
she
of them are.
Kills the man, like, and like eats his soul or something. Like she's a monster.
Yeah.
Like Ariel's like character in the like old Hans Christian Andersen or whatever, wherever it originally started.
Yeah. Which I think most mermaid stories, they're depicted as like violent.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Creatures. Yeah. Like you don't want to go near them.
They call you to the shore to crash your ship.
Yeah.
So they can eat you.
Yeah.
Like
fin you to death.
Yeah, it's like the sirens and stuff like that. Like they do that to distract you, so you like die. Essentially.
My realistic version of mermaids is like the Harry Potter movies. I think like the Goblet of Fire or whatever, where he's like in the water.
I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I dated a girl for a couple of years that was super into Harry Potter, and I still know. I can't say nothing because just cultural zeitgeist gets in there. I know who Voldemort is. I know who Dobby is. Like there's things I know, but I don't know any of the plot other than he was an orphan. He went to a school.
Yeah,
they sorted everyone.
Yeah,
and he made friends with Ginger and Emma Thompson.
Yeah,
like that's all I got. Yeah. That's all I got.
All the comics up here know who Dobby is. Thanks, Alana Gill, for her bit.
Yeah, but I knew before that. But yes,
yeah, she's been
trying to think of anything else I know about it besides that. The train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like Hogwarts. Like, there's things I know. Mm-hmm. I know enough to know what it is if I saw it. But like, if you got anybody past the two kids he hangs out with and then the mean kid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Draco
Malfoy.
Whatever,
yeah. That's the old. Those are the big guy. He's like buddy.
Hagrid. Yeah.
That's basically it. Those are all the characters I know. I've just named all of them. I think. Yeah, like I wouldn't know.
Well, I named
else.
all of them. You.
That's true. Yeah, I said I gave you a vague visualization of them. You named them. I described them. You knew who they were. Yeah, I don't.
Why did we start talking about Harry Potter? I forget we got on that topic. No.
Like just like things from when we were a kid, like things that like are like more mermaids. Adult or mermaids. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Little Mermaid stuff. Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, all those kids, all that kid stuff, like even like Lion King, like any of those Disney movies. Mm-hmm. Like if you watch even new ones, they're like half made for adults.
Right. Yeah.
Like try to explain the beginning of Up to a child.
Yeah.
It's like the saddest 5 minutes in movie history.
Yeah, you hear all the adults that went and watched. They're like, I wept during that movie.
Yeah, right. And you're like, that's why Grandpa's so mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess like that's an easy way to do it. Yeah. Like, Grandpa's always grumpy.
Yeah.
That's why.
You know how he's kind of an asshole.
Grandma died 10 years ago, and he's been very lonely.
Yeah,
and he used to be a great guy.
Yeah,
he used to take us fishing, and he coached our little league teams back in the day. And now he's just a grumpy guy that sits in a chair in the house.
Yes,
and you walk in, and you're like, and he's mad about you making too much noise.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
And it's because Grandma died tragically 10 years ago.
Yeah. Damn Disney.
It's so funny how it doesn't work the other way most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's my goal in life, though, is to not be an angry old man.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's things that, like, in my car, I'm the angriest man in the world.
Yeah.
But
if traffic's bad.
But like my dad's father, very angry. Heard the N-word for the first time out of his mouth.
Ooh.
And then the whole ride home was my mom explaining to me why we don't say that word.
Yeah.
So kudos to Mom for knowing that that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Like after that.
He's inadvertently teaching you life lessons.
Yeah, right. And he raised like 8 kids. Like,
yeah.
I'm not, no justification for it, but he didn't live my dad's family wasn't the easiest experience in the world.
Sure.
And then on my mom's side, her father died before I was even born, when she was like 18. Mm-hmm. So it was like a step grandfather, but basically the only grandfather on that side I ever knew.
Sure. And
he was great, very nice, would take me places. He worked at the Polish Community Center in Albany, and anytime they had a sports card show, he would like help set everything up. And they'd give him a free 8x10 autograph by whoever was there autographing at the show. Okay, nice. So I have like a binder full of like 8x10 autographs. Like, he was just a cool guy, but the grumpiest man on earth. You know, just an older guy that was just like, you'd knock on the door and first thing every single time, nobody's home. Like, he was making a joke, but he was also grumpy.
Yeah.
Like, he would rather not.
You know, there's a sigh before you open that door.
Of course, absolutely. So like, I get the grumpy old man thing. I just don't want to be that. I'm trying not to be that.
Yeah. That's why comedy's good.
Yeah, right.
Comedy helps, honestly.
I'll tell you, the best thing about it is hanging out with like younger people.
Kind of gives you fresh perspective on things. Like, I don't know, keeps you engaged, I guess. Like,
plus I don't get along with people my age.
Yeah,
because I don't have kids. Right. I don't want kids.
Right.
I don't have a career. So like, I'm not like. I have nothing in common. Like, what do I have in common with a 42-year-old other than my age? Yeah. And nostalgia.
Sure.
That's about it. But currently, like, people are like, oh, the homeowners association. And I'm like fuck that. I don't want any of that.
Yeah, that sounds miserable.
It sounds miserable. Yeah. Like, oh, my 3 kids are running around. And I'm like, you had them.
Yeah.
You made that choice.
Right.
Nobody, like, gave you children. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You made a conscious, at least after the first one, you made a conscious decision to have another one. Maybe the first one was a little bit of a mistake. Yeah. I don't want to say a mistake like it's a bad thing, but like
whoopsie,
unintended, we'll say, instead of mistake. Yeah. And then, but then like by the 3rd kid, you're doing this on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know,
right. Yeah.
So like
they make things to stop this.
Yeah, right. You don't have to have kids. Yeah. There is no law that says you have to have kids. And people are like, well, who's going to take care of me? Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, Medicaid? Yeah. Like, if you don't have any money and you're 85 years old and you don't have anybody to take care of you, you go live in a nursing home like everybody else. Yeah. There's plenty of people. There's like people around. Like, I'm not saying it's the happiest existence. Right. I'm sure my dad's happy I'm helping him instead of like a state paid nurse. Right. You know, but at the same time, there would still be somebody. You're not going to just die alone somewhere.
That's always interesting. Like, when I hear like people that have been married for a long time and they're just like miserable in their marriage, I'm like, like certain aspects you can't control, of course, like if your partner does something like cheats or whatever, but like, I'm like, this is like, you made the decision to be married. Like, you got to kind of think about it a little bit, like long term. Like, like people are unhappy in their marriage. They're like, she wasn't the right one. It's like, you already made that decision. Like, you married them, you made a commitment to them. Like, stick with it, work it out, try to find something new, or like.
You can get divorced as well.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, do something.
That's a thing you can do.
Yeah. Make a change, do something, but
it's not going to be like, if it's different if one person is unhappy and the other person doesn't know the other person's unhappy. Yeah. Like, that's something that like is a very, very different. Like, if you're the unhappy one in the relationship and the other person's all smiles and you know, everything is great. That's a little bit harder to be like, I think we should get divorced. Yeah. But if like everybody's yelling at each other and like you go to bed angry and you haven't slept in the same room in a year, I think everybody realizes that this is not a way to go about this.
Get some paperwork going.
And like your kids, like people are like, oh, we stayed together for the kids. And I'm listen, both my parents they're still married. My mom's in a nursing home. I live with my dad. Like they're both alive. They, you know, so I don't have that like dead parent, divorced parent, step parent. I don't have any of that.
Sure.
And there's in ways I think it's worse because like I get to like I'm not saying that it's good that if your dad dies when you're 15 years old. That's certainly not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's horrible and tragic, and not like, I'm sure it messes you up. But like, so does watching your parents die.
Sure.
Right. So like, there's like it's like, I guess I'm more built, or I'm more prepared for the trauma that of them dying.
Sure.
Instead of it just being like that and gone. So like, there is that. So I'm not saying it's better, worse, whatever, but like I don't know what it's like, but I would assume that it would be better for most parents to get divorced than to stay together just for a child.
Right.
I've also heard people that get divorced and they're still very nice, and they get along, and they live across town, and weekends, whatever, they're going back and forth to mom and dad's house and sharing custody, and they're happier than they were when they were living together.
So kind of along the same vein, I just saw I came across this account on Instagram of this lady who is remarried now with kids, but her first husband got into a car accident and had like irreparable brain damage from it, to where he's like nonverbal, like completely dependent on the healthcare system, like living in a facility to help keep track of him, or take care of him.
Keep track of him.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah. Right here.
He hasn't moved in a week. So
his legs don't work. I don't know.
Hey, where's it going? Why are we keeping track of this guy?
Feels bad.
Yeah, I know. I mean, no disrespect. It's just, just the phrasing of keep track of him.
The poor choice of words. But she was like, she kind of shares like her experience with that, because like they were together before his accident for like a decade, and like they were like planning on building a life together, like having kids, all that kind of stuff. I think they were married, or actually they were married, but now she kind of like shows a perspective of like being remarried, and like still being committed to him, but also like still pursuing like somewhat of a regular life outside of that. And I thought that was kind of interesting, because it's just an interesting dynamic, but you kind of show like the moving on process and like still pursuing normalcy, if that makes sense. Because like she still visits him, like they still.
So they were married when it happened?
Yes.
Okay.
And he got into a really bad accident. And you kind of like, it kind of makes you think of like what she went through, like the trauma of just that experience.
Right. I mean, he might as. It's almost. I hate to say it. It's almost worse than if he had died.
Kinda,
because if
like,
he died, he'd be gone.
Yeah. And
you wouldn't have this like almost like responsibility.
Right.
Of keeping track of him.
Yeah.
But
where the fuck is he?
But like. Yeah,
you're still mourning the loss of the relationship you thought you were gonna have.
Right.
Because she was planning on. Well, they were married.
They didn't have any kids before that?
I don't think so.
Okay, that helps too.
Yeah, but like, that's still someone you were with for like 10 years.
Yeah,
like you were building a life together. You had a life together, and now you're mourning the loss of what that looked like. But now, like, you kind of see like, you still see like the pain that is associated with it, because it's still tough, I'm sure, of like seeing like being together and like just going through those emotions. But there's also something really sweet about like her being remarried now with kids. Her husband now helps take care of him, and like they've just
shout out to that guy.
Yeah, what a rock star. God.
I mean, again, not trying to like make fun or anything, but like it's not like she's gonna cheat on him with that. Like it's different than like if he was just a drunk. Or something, and like you're like, hey, can you go check on Dave and make sure he's like not dead?
Right.
Like I tried calling him, he hasn't answered on your way home from work, and you just knock on the door and see if he's awake or alive.
We can't keep track of this.
Right. But then he's got to go do that and be like, how do I know that he's not going to try to weasel his way back into her life?
Sure.
Like whereas like, because every guy's got they got that jealousy a little bit of like somebody still hanging out and talking to an ex or something like that, you know, and like. I had a bad breakup once, and the girl was like, "We could still be friends," and like she meant that in the most like positive way. She very nice person. And I'm like, what? So I'm going to like watch you hang out with other guys?
Right. Yeah.
After I was in love? Like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And like, I was actually more mean about it than I should have been at the time because I was hurt. And I basically told her to go away.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because years later, and we kind of just like, after that, she was such a nice person. And after that, she felt so like betrayed by me and I tried to do it the nicest way I could. I was like, I just can't, we work together.
Sure. So
I would see her and then she would text me a meme or something because that's what we did when we were dating. And then I got to a point where like, I can't hear from you anymore.
Yeah.
And I thought it sounded reasonable and I got better because of it, but I know it hurt her.
Yeah.
And then I find out years later, she winds up working with Mike at a job. And she's like, the kind of guy Mike is like, he goes up and is like, remember me?
Yeah.
Like saying he knows all of this, right? So he's like, remember me? And she's like, yeah, of course I know who you are. You're Mike, you're Jay's friend. And she's like, Jay hates me or whatever. And this is like 2 years later. Right. And I'm like, so Mike tells me this because he's my friend. And I immediately messaged her. And I was like, obviously I'm a little different. I'm in a different place right now, or a different place than I was at that moment. Sure. And I'm just like, I do not hate you. I never hated you. I just couldn't. And that was the only way I could think of to make this better.
Right. You need closure somehow.
Right.
Like you need that separation.
Absolutely. And like, I used to do a joke about that. Like when you used to break up, like in like before the internet, like not before the internet, but before social media is what it is today, people would just go away. Yeah. You broke up with a girl or a guy, you never saw them again. Right. Maybe you run into them at the supermarket or something. Yeah. And you just kind of avert your eyes and hopefully they didn't make eye contact and you don't have to say anything. You don't have to even think about it. Right. But now like you have to unfollow 12 accounts and like I feel worse for women that like try to get rid of bad news guys because there's 12 different ways to reach them. Yeah. Yeah. And like, and same thing with like stalk. Women. There's women that want to like stalk their ex-boyfriends, and guys who want to stalk their ex-girlfriends. It's very easy to do that. Yeah, I could just make a Bob Smith Facebook account and stalk whoever I want.
Have you done that?
No, but I could. Yeah, it's not that hard. Like, especially if you're.
That's how you admit you're like. I've created a Bob Smith. I mean, I could.
I could do that.
Not that I've done it, but I could.
But like. It's like that to me is crazy that like like people don't go away anymore. Yeah. I'm still friends with people I worked at 99 restaurant with 20 years ago. Yeah. And I don't talk to them. But it's interesting though because when they do something good or have like a success, you are like good for that guy. I liked that guy when I worked with him. Yeah. Like that's why there's no high school reunions anymore. It's Facebook. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm friends. I talk in person or on the phone or through text with all of the people from high school I want to talk to regularly. Now, Facebook is all of the people that I went to high school with that I would have talked to in high school. Yeah. And then there's maybe a few that like, you're like, I don't even know why I accepted this friend request. But like just the idea of like nobody goes away anymore. Yeah. You can't get rid of people. Yeah. Like
I've had that like relationships I was in previously where I've not been in a relationship where like things ended and like I want the best. Every relationship I want the best for the
almost
people.
Everybody I've ever been in a relationship with, I'm like, I hope you get to the moon.
Yes.
Like it doesn't bother me that you would like the way I live my life, most generally people are more successful than I am. So how can I be mad about an ex-girlfriend being more successful than me? Right. Like I'm not. Yeah. I don't have that drive to like be a doctor or a lawyer to work nonstop at something. Even comedy. I'm kind of a homework on the school bus kid, and I always have been. Yeah. And like I'll like try writing jokes waiting to go up at Mike's because it's hard for me to sit down at home and just write. Yeah. I just not good at it.
Yeah. Well, I've had like every relationship I've been in, like. It needed to end. Like it wasn't like especially for me, like I was the problem. Like I wasn't emotionally mature enough, or like I just wasn't at a place where I needed to be in a relationship. So like things like broke off respectfully, but like I want the best for them. And like for a while, like sometimes that would look like I want to like keep tabs and make sure they're doing well. But like after a while, you're just like, actually, I don't need that. Like you don't need to keep tabs on them. Maybe the best for them is just like complete separation.
Sure.
And like, best of luck to you. Stay over there. That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, even that girl that I was talking to you about, like I initiated the breakup by accident.
No, really?
Because I saw that she was unhappy. And I'm like, what? Like, I think I tried to like make a joke about it. And I was like, maybe we should have like a State of the Union here.
Yeah.
Like, because it just doesn't seem like you're very happy. I know she wasn't exactly super happy about like the job situation and stuff like that. So I'm like, maybe it's, hopefully it's not me. I didn't think it was me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say like, hey, because it was like she worked nights and I worked days. So like getting to see each other was tough. She had some family stuff she was helping with, kind of like what I'm doing now. And I was kind of doing that with my mom at that point. So like I kind of understood, but I also understood you got to get away from it sometimes and like get yourself so your work and home, there's got to be something else. And but yeah, I remember the conversation almost still. That was just like, what's going on? And then like she was just like, I don't think we should date anymore. And I'm like, oh well, I'm glad I brought this up.
Yeah.
But it's better than not. Like just be miserable.
Right. Or or think about it and not do anything, like address it, Yeah.
Like I said, like it's harder when somebody isn't happy and the other person is. Because I wasn't exactly happy.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as sad about the situations that she was.
Yeah.
And it gives you a perspective. I wasn't happy about it. I was very unhappy about it for about 6 months. I was not a fun guy to be around.
Yeah.
Thank God I had like video game friends at the time. We used to play a lot of video games together, and that helped. Like I think it was like Fortnite just come out or something like that when like that. So we were like playing Fortnite or something, and but yeah, it's more important to just like put it out there and see.
Sure.
Because if she was like, these things are making me unhappy, do you think we could do something differently? And then maybe I try, and then maybe it works out and everything's good. Yeah. But like it was just like she needed to go do her own thing, and I was like, okay, like what am I gonna do? I've never begged anybody. Yeah. I'm not that kind of guy. If you want to go. That's always been my opinion. Like, like I mean, I've also never lived with anybody. I've never been engaged. Those are a little bit different situations where like if your girlfriend or wife is packing up is a different vibe than I don't think we should date anymore.
She's already made the decision. Yeah.
Sure. Like I had a girlfriend that we dated for like a couple of years, and it ended kind of like nothing. Like we just kind of stopped talking to each other. It was a weird relationship to begin with. Yeah. It wasn't super intimate. It was just very like we hung out a lot. Sure. It wasn't like I didn't tell her my deepest, darkest fears, and she did, it wasn't that kind of relationship. It just wasn't. We were both kind of weird people. And then like, it was just like, it just kind of ended. Yeah. And like, I saw her like a year ago at like she's like best friends with another one of my friends. And I saw her like a year ago, and it was like at a New Year, or was at like a birthday party or something for the friend we have in common. Yeah. And I just walked up and said hello. We gave her a hug, and like, that was it. It wasn't anything weird. Yeah. And I just remember that's the weirdest breakup I've ever had was like a no breakup. Yeah. Like, like where we didn't like have it out. We didn't say you're doing this or it's your fault, or it was just okay. I guess we're not really. Yeah. We don't talk anymore. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because she's actually here. So come on out.
She lives in Rhode Island. She ain't here.
Yeah. I flew her in just for you. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
She pops out of a closet somewhere. I'm like, you thought we didn't break up? But
well, that was actually part of the reason I started doing comedy and going to the gym. Was like not a breakup. It was just kind of like a rejection from somebody that was surprising.
Sure.
Like she had I was still mad about it a little bit, but I don't care. You live your life. Like I said, go live your life. I hope you're happy. But like we went out a couple times, and then I got kind of like ghosted for a weekend. And then I found out she was just like back with her boyfriend that she told me she didn't have at the time. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I was like a test. to see if she wanted to be with this guy or not.
Sure.
Which hurts like a motherfucker because like if she said, hey, I'm on a break with my boyfriend, I don't know how long this will last. Maybe I might if honesty, I feel like goes a long way with stuff like that.
Sure.
When to just find out that, oh, you just wanted to see.
Yeah.
You just wanted to,
you know. It didn't mean anything. Like,
and like we worked together previous to that. So we knew each other.
Yeah.
And that I thought bought me more honesty. And when I found out it does not.
Yeah. It's almost like betraying kind of.
Well, yeah, it hurt even more because like if you said that, if I asked you out and you said, hey, I'm on like me and my boyfriend are on the rocks. We'll go out, we'll have some fun. But I don't really know what's going on. I'd either say, don't worry about it. You know, or I'd say, okay, then there's no expectation, there's no nothing. But we like got along really well. Things were like, and then all of a sudden she just decided she wanted to go back with the guy, and good for him, good for them. I don't really care. I just wish I wasn't dragged into that, not knowing. Yeah. And that pissed me off quite a bit. Yeah. And I had like that, like, it's funny because the girl I was like super into that dumped me, that like I was sad about, this was anger. It wasn't sad. Sure. I didn't mope around and cry about these 3 dates I went on with this girl. Granted, it was a much shorter amount of time, but it was like, I was like, oh, like that pissed me off more than it made me sad. Yeah. Because I was just like, damn it. Yeah. And like, you know, and like I said, I don't like any of these girls hear this. I wish you nothing but the best. Yeah. You know,
like and subscribe, please.
Yeah. And they probably wouldn't even listen to it anyway. They might. The one that she thought I hated her. She might listen to this. She's been to a couple comedy shows. Oh, nice. It was like the first time I had seen her, basically since then. Interesting. Was at a comedy show. And that's how I knew. I was like, oh, I can live my life now because it didn't bother me. I went up and performed, and I didn't have like a breakdown or anything. Sure. Whereas like a year before that, if I saw her, I would have ran in the opposite direction. Yeah. You know, just because like I was just like, I don't want that. I don't want any reminders of it. Yeah.
Did you get any bits out of it?
Yeah, the bit about like not being able to get rid of anybody. Like I had to unfollow 12 accounts. I only followed a Pinterest page to like non-confrontationally flirt with you in the first place. Like that was like a bit I used to do about that. I'm trying to think if I got any other. That's like really that one. And then I wouldn't say that 3-date go back with her boyfriend woman is the reason I did comedy, but it's part of it.
Motivator, so yeah, it
was just I just wanted to do something.
Sure.
I wasn't doing anything. I was working my job. Or no, I wasn't even working my job. I was doing DoorDash. This was after I had quit, and which I was happy. That was the other thing too. I had quit my job. I was happy, and it was right after the pandemic was over. So things were starting to be more fun again. I took a friend. I went to see like what's that? The band J. They're like weird. They're not like a band traditionally. They had that record player song with Daisy the Great. It's funny, I remember the other band, but I can't remember them. They're like 3 letters.
JRC or something like that?
Something like that. What's Go Out with a Bang is another one of their songs.
Yeah, it's like I think it's JRC. Is it?
It's something. It's J something something. But they were like the first concert I saw advertised. Like after the pandemic was over. Yeah. And I took a friend that we used to work at Panera together. Still friends. I don't see her as much as I'd like to. She's a lesbian that I tried to date. And then she told me she was a lesbian and we became friends instead.
Yeah. Is this the bi material?
No. That was literally 20 years ago. Okay. That was a long time ago. I was like 21, 22. Oh, okay. That's a true story. Yeah. Like, I mean, everything but fighting another woman. But like, she showed up. Like our second date, we went to a bar and she was there. And I'm like, well, I didn't tell your ex-girlfriend I was here. So that means you did. Yeah. Which is weird. Yeah. So it was kind of that thing that I don't beg. I'm not begging anybody. I was like, if that's what you want, go get it. Like, I'm not here to stop you or change your mind or try to make you switch sides or any of that. Like, that's not really like my thing. It's just I'm not going to like participate in your either making her jealous or whatever's going on here. Sure. Because she had kind of hooked up with like a guy I knew before that and she didn't like the guy. And then we wound up hanging out, and I was like, do you want to go out sometime or whatever? And yeah, and so then we hung out a few times. But yeah, that's almost completely a true story.
Yeah.
Because like the whole time she told me about her still being close with a girlfriend, I'm like, I maybe I will get a threesome. Like I'm not the kind of guy that thinks that's gonna happen, basically ever. But in that moment, I was like, oh, wow. Could happen.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the worst.
And if you want to hear the rest of the bit, come to a show.
Come pay it for it.
Yeah.
You don't get no free bits.
It is a really good bit. It's really funny.
I think it's my favorite joke, or my best joke.
Yeah.
Except for the opener. But like that's like such a quick, that's like a one-liner thing that it's like, I don't consider that like a joke. It's a joke, but it's not and it's also like that actually happened. See, the jokes that work the best are the ones that are based in reality because you're comfortable telling that story and you probably made jokes about it in your own head anyway to get past whatever it is.
Yeah.
Same thing with my dad. I make jokes with him. He makes jokes with me about it. When things aren't the best, we're still joking.
Yeah.
Like he came out of the hospital after he broke his hip like 2 months ago, and he's got a catheter. And I remember like just I'm emptying it into like a handheld urinal kind of thing, and I spilt a little on the ground, and I go shit, and my dad goes no piss, like things like that where like you gotta have a sense of humor about this or else it will drive you insane. Yes. So I try to find the funny things about what my dad does or and it's not even about what my dad does, it's how I feel about what my dad does or how other people perceive me as a caretaker sometimes. Like where I'm like, this person probably doesn't think I'm bad at this, but what if they did? Yeah. Like, what would they think I'm doing wrong? Or what would they think? What do they think of a 42-year-old man living at home with his dad? Yeah. And that regardless of whether or not you're taking care of him or not, and like try to think of other people's perceptions of what I'm doing.
Sure. You have to joke about stuff. I've had this conversation quite a bit the past few months because people were like, I've had some questions about like why I make jokes about certain things or like talk about certain things on stage. And I think it's just like I'm trying to convey to people like it's more genuine. Like I'm talking about stuff that's happened in my life or like things that are like genuine to where I'm at in life right now. But it's also just good to talk about them because that's like I think about things and like process things when I'm on stage. So like that kind of comes out to the jokes that I write. But like it's also good for other people too because if I'm experiencing something, most likely there's other people that are. I'm not alone in my life experiences. I've not been through anything so unique that nobody else has been through that before. So like if I talk about it, someone else can relate to that and probably find it really funny. Or at least have an idea of like what I'm talking about and kind of relate to it somehow.
Well, that's what I find funny about it is like I don't write for anything. Like I don't write for anyone. I don't write because like I was doing the competition. I read like I was where I looked through it and I was rewriting all of my jokes by hand the day of the competition to kind of like it was the only homework I've really done. Sure. Where I'm like I'm gonna write out every word I'm gonna say the day of. Just help me remember it. Sure. And maybe I think of something or I whatever, get a new tag out of doing that. And I didn't realize how clean I am. Sure. Like I knew I wasn't dirty, like filthy, but I also didn't realize how like I say shit once. And then I have jokes that are dirtier, but I don't have to do them. I have other jokes that aren't as dirty. So I don't think about when I write a dirty joke, I don't think of it as dirty, and when I write a clean joke, I don't think of it as clean. That's what I thought of. And it just so happens that my best jokes are pretty clean. And but like with the dad stuff, like I didn't write that so people would feel good about doing that themselves. But that's like a side effect of it is like people will come up and say, I take care of my mom. Yeah. Like I said, that's what I thought that woman at the Halloween show was doing. Yeah. I thought she was going to come up and be like, hey, I take care of my mom. I get it. Like, I understand what you mean. Like, and like, I have the similar experience that I take my dad this place or that place and I feel weird about it because, like it's you do. You feel like you're like stealing from your father or whatever. When you take him to the bank, they just like, 'cause it's all on me. But like, is the teller's thinking like, oh, he's taking out money, huh?
Yeah.
Is he going to give it to him? Is he making him go to the bank to get money?
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of thing. Like, like that's all bullshit. Nobody's really thinking that. But I like the idea almost of somebody thinking I'm stealing from my dad by bringing him to the bank.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's relatable. It's relatable.
Right.
Yeah.
And that makes it more fun. And I want people to, if they do relate to it, that's great. If they don't, then I just hope they laugh anyway.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
Right.
I don't care really. I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing it for the 3 people in the audience that either take care of somebody or know somebody that does. Like it just works out.
Yeah.
I'm not like, there's no like there's no higher purpose to me telling jokes about stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing about the bisexual joke is it's fun when an LGBTQ person comes over to me and I'm like, oh, they might not like this.
Yeah.
Or they might not have liked that joke. And they go, I didn't want to like it when you started it, but I know what you mean.
It's funny.
And they're like, and then they'll go, this is my wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, kind of me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
same hat. Yeah.
Like closer, you know, like obviously not, but like, close enough where I'm like, where they're, and then we laugh and, you know, it's that. So like, it's nice to have people not be upset like that woman when you say something that may or may not upset them in the first place.
Yeah. That's a good feeling too. When you get people on your side with the joke that like,
that maybe they wouldn't like.
Yeah. It's kind of unexpected. After the Funny Bone open mic, I went to a bar or like one of the bars downstairs and I was just sitting there having a drink and someone walked by and was like, hey, I really like your set. And like, it was a couple I wouldn't expect to like really, you know, like say anything, but they were just really nice about it. I was like, and that's like a huge gratifying feeling for me.
I think comics are generally bad at taking compliments too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're not great at like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like you do that, but then after they leave and be like, I wish they just hadn't come up to me at all. Like I do appreciate it. It's not like I don't want anybody. If you want to feel like you want to come up to me and say thank you for or that was funny, by all means. But like where the mentality of a comic is very like lonesome-y, like kind of, because you're doing this on your own.
Yeah.
Like you may have friends and you get to talk about jokes and do bits together and stuff like that. But
like the normal payoff for like a joke is your laughter. So if I get that, then I'm like,
that's all I needed.
Yeah. But so if you come up afterwards, it almost feels like I'm not saying come up to me afterwards because I actually like it a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, it's great. It feels good.
Yeah,
it definitely feels good.
I wish I could say like, no, I don't want that. I do want that.
Yeah, of course.
It feels pretty nice.
Like it's different almost than a movie. Like an actor, I feel like has this whole team. Like even if it's a play, not a movie, let's say, and like they know at the end of the thing when you applaud that it was good and you come up or you give them flowers, like, you know, actresses and actresses get flowers for them and stuff. Like they already knew it was going to be probably pretty good based on the director, other actors going like, this scene's nuts. Like this feels really good.
Yeah.
Movies are a little different because you can edit a movie into better or worse. So like there might be like this scene was killing in the movie, like felt really real in the movie, and then it gets edited to the point where you're like, oh, this didn't really, it wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Yeah.
But like it's instant. I guess a play is probably the closest thing to a comedian as far as like that and live music, but you can almost play anything as long as it's on beat and in tune.
Yeah. It'll be all right.
People will be all right with it. Yeah. Like, but like, and I guess that's the same thing with jokes though. Because have you ever seen somebody go up and tell a joke that wasn't very funny, but it sounded like a joke?
Yes.
And people laugh?
Or like their punchline doesn't make sense, but like it so doesn't make sense that it's funny. Like,
right. It's like, it's like, so I went to the bathroom the other day and this guy was eating a tuna fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And then like it gets a laugh because it sounds like a joke.
Right.
Whereas like, you're like, you know, and that's where like the music thing probably is similar, but like, yeah, I don't know. We get the instant gratification. We know when people are happy and when they're not.
Yes. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's like an off-color topic or something, maybe like, you know. But oohs or ohs, those are laughs.
Yeah.
As far as I'm
concerned. It's still a reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the silence.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's why I say don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Because if you ask a question and get silence, that's just as bad as telling a bad joke.
Yeah, it's almost, you got to be careful with it.
Has anybody here watched porn? Who's raising their hand? Who's raising their hand? The guy with his wife?
The creepy guy in the back.
Yeah, maybe you get a couple of younger people that are like, woo. You know, but like you gotta hope they're there.
Yeah.
Like, but most people they're with their mother.
And if nobody agrees or like raise their hand, then you look like the creepy guy.
Now you have to tell a joke.
Yeah.
That they're already behind, not with you.
Yeah, and they might not relate.
But if you just say, hey, I watch porn, I don't know if you guys do it or whatever, but I do, and here's why, here's the joke. Right? As opposed to, then you're not putting that expectation on their shoulders to like already be on your side with something that that's very private.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that happens a lot. People ask those jokes.
It does.
Or ask those questions, and I'm like,
sometimes
it works out.
Yeah. I'm trying to be better about that because I tend to ask a decent amount of questions. But
like that, like the EMT thing, like that's a dangerous question to ask because it's a job. It's not even like does anybody here like apple pie? Like that could be anybody.
I'll ask like, is there anybody else in here that works like in healthcare?
In healthcare, and that does make it more broad. Yeah,
the vast majority of the time there is. There's been like 2 shows where there wasn't. So I'm like, oh, this is a little awkward. But like, if there is, then you can typically make it a little more funny because you're trying to relate to that person, and like that's the moments where you'll get them to be like, oh, I had to wait to people too, and then you have like another tag for that, you know, or like you can kind of play off their energy. But
yeah, you're asking a question that if it's a no, then you're putting yourself in a position that like they're already like not on your side.
I did that at the Al's Roadhouse show. Actually, I asked like, I was going into my paramedic material. I was like, is there anybody else in healthcare in here? Or I think I said like, is there any other first responders in here? And nobody. It was like crickets. So like, so I thought of the tag quick. I was like, oh, cool. Like if y'all get sick or something, I'll try my best. Like,
yeah, right.
I'll do what I can.
Be okay as long as all of you don't get as long as you all don't have like injuries.
Yeah.
You can't all have a heart attack right now.
Yes.
1 of you, 2 of you, maybe I can handle it.
I'll do my best.
I can see that being great.
Yeah. But
How long have we been doing this?
2 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Probably got to wrap up here soon.
Yeah.
You got any shows coming up or?
Yeah, I was thinking about that on my way up. I meant to take a picture. I have like a list at home.
Sure.
I have 33 notifications. It's just all what do you call it?
Spam emails or something?
No, it was all like the comedy group chat, I think.
Oh.
I gotta find. Okay, I'll just go to my Instagram. I usually post. I'm sure there's something on here I don't know about.
Sure.
Oh yeah, there's a one with a couple. So let's see. Next weekend is Fusebox in Albany.
Okay.
The 15th, Saturday. I don't know what time it is, but if you go to my Instagram, J Connolly, CONNOLLY _comedy.
I'll put that in the description down below.
Cool.
Who can find that?
You'll see. You can see what I got. But yeah, that's next weekend. I got a bunch of stuff. It's actually really a good time to come.
Yeah. To shows.
What's that?
To shows.
Yeah. To come here.
No, you said this is a really good time to come.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, what comedian doesn't come when they go through what they got coming up?
Yeah.
You know? Next weekend, the 22nd, is I'll be in Glens Falls. So anybody that's up here, friends with Caleb, I'll be at the Queensberry Hotel doing the Jeff Hamill Night of Gobbles, I think it's called.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Forget who the headliner is. Let me look because I want to shout him out. If you know who he is, come see him. I gotta find it though. Kill time. I don't know. I don't even know where to look. I don't know. Go to queensberryhotel.com.
Or it should be on Albany Comedy too.
Sure. That you get tickets on Queensberry. I think it's the queensberryhotel.com.
Okay.
And then I'm doing that clean comedy thing. It's funny because we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
That's December 10th at 9 Pin Cider in Albany.
Nice.
On Broadway. I think that's free. So that doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
And then there's a show January 30th. I'm doing okay. I don't know what it is yet.
Sure.
So I can't really, I don't know much of that, but I'm sure that's Albany, might be Lake George area. I don't know.
Nice.
And then there's one more. Mike Burnett's doing a New Year's show.
Oh, nice.
At Margaritaville, I think Margarita City. I think it's called Margarita City. It's like right from Colony in Albany. Like it's right at that like bridge, like there. That's going to be New Year's Eve.
Nice.
So that should be fun. New Year's Eve, I'm doing like, that'll be like 15 minutes.
Sick.
I'm doing like a longer set for that. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love doing this. So
yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it whenever, wherever, as long as it's like within a couple hours. Like, you know, like I'm not going 4 hours for $20, but I'll go 2 hours for $20.
Yeah.
That'll pay for the gas. That's good.
Yeah. I've got, this will come out tomorrow, so it's good timing too. So I've got, the only thing I've got right now is this coming Sunday I'll be in Syracuse for Clash of Comics. Like,
is that the funny or at the Funny Bone
there? Yeah.
Cool.
I've been trying to get on that show for a long time, but I kept getting like pushed back because they like overfilled a show or they had to cancel one in September. So like this was like finally happening. So I'm excited about that. And then,
do you know how they're judging that show?
They've got other comics that are there.
Okay, they got like a panel.
Judge,
So it doesn't matter if you bring people.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I was worried about because
you should always be worried about that. Always be worried about bringing people.
Yes, it's
for competitions.
Yes, but also like it's in Syracuse, it's 3 hours from here.
Of course,
I'm not gonna get people to come out there. But yeah, I went to one before and it was actually a really fun show. And the judges voted, and then they brought up like 3 people afterwards. So I'm excited for that.
How much time? 5?
5. Yep.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. I kind of kept my like December. Not that I was asked to be on a ton of show, but like I turned down like 1 or 2 opportunities just because I'm going to be out of town for a bunch.
Sure.
Like visiting family, but I'm hoping to go out to like, I'm going on a bit of a road trip, so I'm going to hit up a bunch of open mics at a bunch of random cities and stuff. So I'll post about them when I'm there. But
that's awesome.
Nothing to announce. So, but yeah.
Yeah, go. I hope you do great. You'll do fine. You're basically going to do the same set as the open mic, probably.
Pretty much, yeah. A few minor tweaks, but the same thing. Yeah, I've been watching that video like crazy. Like, oh, okay, I need to scooch this wording over. Like, do something.
It's funny you say that. I recently watched the first time a Funny Bone had an open mic. We did it, and I was like a little less than a year in, probably at the time.
Yeah,
and I videotaped it.
Yeah,
and it's. Like, it felt so good at the time, and watching it recently, it stunk.
Yeah.
Like, compared to what I did on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, but it felt the same as it was happening.
Yes.
It felt just as good as I did on Sunday as I did a year ago when I was on stage. But watching it back, I'm like,
big difference.
This stinks.
It's funny. Like, I record every set I do, with the exception of like 2 that I forgot to set up my camera or whatever. The Halloween show being one of them. I forgot to set up my camera and I didn't record my set, which I hate. But when I go back and watch my best sets at the time from like a year ago or whatever, I'm like, wow, I remember thinking this was like my breaking moment.
Sure.
Like, this is my big time thing. And then the laughs are just not the same as like what I got on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, you can definitely see like a progression. Like I'm happy with where I'm.
The audience
heading,
makes a difference. Too.
It does.
The audience makes a difference. I mean, obviously your confidence and tweaking and like making the joke better makes a difference. But one of the biggest differences can be just the people sitting there watching you.
Absolutely. And like you're getting better opportunities to be in front of better crowds.
Absolutely.
So like the crowd on Sunday was a lot different than a Comedy Works open mic a year
Even the
ago,
crowd at the Halloween show. It's just different.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like that was like all older. Like the Halloween show was like a half and half. I'd say of like 40 and older and 35 and younger. It was like a decent mix.
Yeah.
And Funny Bone was probably closer to that. But the more people, the easier this is. If you have 150 people and only 50 people like you, you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
But if you have 25 people and a third of those people like you, it's like scattered applause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's a big difference just for you ego wise.
Yeah.
Like that and then every audience is different.
For sure.
Every audience is different, every venue is different, every microphone is different.
Yeah.
Like in a way, like the stand is different. Like you have like it's never the same. Nothing's the same everywhere.
There's always different factors, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
go see live comedy.
Yeah, go see live comedy, please. It's so much different than just watching videos. But
it is.
Check out Albany Comedy. A lot of those shows that Jay was mentioning will be on there. Go follow him on Instagram and Facebook as well. Are you?
I mean, I have a Facebook. It's I don't know if it might not even be public.
Okay.
I don't have like a comedy Facebook page.
Sure.
I just use my own, but I think it's friends only.
Okay.
So like,
so Instagram.
Instagram's the one that like I'd rather have people follow just because like it's definitely for the public. You know what I mean? Like it's Facebook. I don't know. I don't know if I want random weirdos. Yeah. No offense, but like random people like messaging me on Facebook.
Sure. Yeah.
Unless you got a gig and then message away.
Yeah. Reach out, please. I'll give you my cell phone number. We're gonna flash your cell phone number on the screen right now.
Well, that's all right because if I don't recognize the number, it goes straight to voicemail anyway, so it'll never ring.
If there's any bookers or bisexual women that want to reach out,
that's right. That's right.
Do it. So anyway, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I have to pee so bad.
Yeah. We'll end right there.